All right, peace to the family. Let's go and get popping, man. I'm not even gonna waste no time because I got a bunch of things I want to go through real quick. Let's go ahead with these banners. All right, so my name is Brandon B. Dixon, MLS 1541210. It's at Being That Loan, also on all social media. Go to my website, www.applywithb.com. You can hit me up 832-775-8357. Call me 24/7. Also, you can hit me up on www.brandonbdixon.com. That's the website for um, real estate. In fact, man, I tried. I ain't gonna make it, man. I'm gonna have to pay that late fee, man. Shoot, I got like 60 more hours to go. I thought I was done. Got me with like another 90 hours. I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna make it. COCinvestmentclub.com. Go ahead, hit me up if you want to mitigate your risk. And then, Corey, I got you already queued up.
All right. Corey Smith, broker owner, Commodore Mortgage. Here for all your mortgage and real estate needs.
Man, they Aceable Agent got me on that timer too. See, I breezed through them 18 hours. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Aceable Agent. What is that?
It's an app that you can do all your CE on the phone. But see, on the CE, the SAE stuff got me. So I was finished with my electives and my CE, but shit, I had like another 90 hours of CE I didn't know about.
God dang.
Yeah, so they put me on the timer too. I could read it in 30 seconds, but they'll still make me put like, a minute and a half per segment. So it's like I gotta really hit the hours. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what they. So I'm gonna have to pay that extra 200. You know what I mean? So shoot, I don't know, man. Next, this is on the side note before we start the show, man. Next is coming on strong. They got Accent Realty now.
Accent Realty.
Yeah. So they're in Texas now. So shit, I don't know, man. 100%. You know what I'm saying? You pay $700, per file. You get the transaction coordinator included with it. You know what I'm saying? And you got profit sharing up to 100% uncapped. So you get paid on everybody 4 levels deep.
Oh,
so I don't know.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one they came out with.
Yeah, so Accent Realty, and they pay for realtors to get their loan officer license. So you hit them all. Yeah, so they'll pay that $500. You pay it back your first loan that you close.
So then a realtor can now start to get referral fees for
on both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the move, man. I don't know. I might be about to move over to Accent just to get that double dip.
That double whammy.
Yeah, that double whammy. You get paid on.
Keep it all sides. Under one roof. Why not?
Well, I mean, 100%. That's what they were waiting, because I didn't like that 80-20. At first they were talking about 80-20. They scrapped that.
Yeah.
And so they like 100%. You pay $700. It's like $495 plus a $295 transaction coordinator.
I think they realize, the market is shifting when it comes to real estate agents, and unless you got a big name, Keller Williams, Remax, or something like that, it's going to be tough to kind of maintain an agent at those large commission splits, because once they put in all that work and they see you making how much and I'm making what, man, I need to try to do something different.
Right.
And they start moving around.
You talk about training and support, but they all you doing is you're in the boiler room. You could do, if you're disciplined enough, you can do that yourself. So
they training and all that other stuff, and then they putting people that's supposed to be trainers on top of you, and they ain't even doing nothing, and they getting 10% of your commission,
right,
or 20% or whatever it is. That they get. So those games and gimmicks of the old age are going to be null and void before too long, because the industry is changing, and if they don't change with it, you're gonna get rolled over.
Right. So I'm looking at, and they got like 12 websites that they got built out to help you get these leads. Also, another thing Nexa is always doing to crush the competition. I don't know how they do it. I'm trying to find out, because he just announced it today. Mm-hmm. But now you got BDMs you could hire.
BDMs? What is that?
Yeah, business development managers. So if you don't want to get your license, I don't know how they doing this, but you can hire them on at Nexa. Onboard them, but now you're a business development manager, so I could pay you for finding business for me. as a business development manager, BDM. So agent that don't want to get their license, I can sign them up as a BDM, and they get part of the commission once I get it.
I'm curious to know how far that's gonna go.
I want to see how that works because that's but Mike Cordes got all the lawyers, so he didn't figure out a way. So
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he don't put all the lawyer heads in a room. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Hey, look, we need to figure this out. What's my risk, and can we make this work?" I'm sure he has.
But shit, that's gonna change the game because I'm gonna have a bunch of bird dogs out there. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of bird dogs. Look, you get paid, and I get paid. You know, send them to me. Yeah, so shit. That's gonna be a game changer. All right, you don't want to sign? All right, get a little piece of this bread. Then I think I got bits and pieces because I was going on in and out of the meeting. I'm gonna go back and watch it, but he said I can set the price.
You can set the price of what?
Of what they get paid.
Because
they like
how many of your bips you giving them?
Right. So it's like I think it's how you getting around it is that they're employee of Nexa. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to sign them up, and they got to do the onboard and I-9, the whole get down.
The whole package. Sign on to be an employee.
And they got to do they got to pay $50 a month for the LOS support. You know, you get on that, and you you got access. You just ain't gonna be able to do loans, but you can refer them things out. You're a business development manager.
And look, we'll see how that works. I'm curious about
boy Cordes, man. You figured that out. You didn't crack the matrix. If you figured that out, he cracked the matrix. Stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be a game changer. Nexa Fest is tomorrow, so he's releasing that tomorrow. I think about going. It's in Dallas. I don't know if you want to take that ride, but you know what I'm saying? It's Monday, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday.
I'm gonna be in Dallas this weekend.
Yeah, my daughter's birthday. I'm gonna try to. I was gonna try to wait till like Friday. I might go there Friday. And check them out.
What you going down there? Making a day trip? You going down there and coming back?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down there. I might, depending on my link up with my daughter and what she want to do, I might, crash overnight or something and then come on right back. But I was just gonna go out there and make it a day trip, holler at the boys at Nexa. Yeah. Take a couple of pics, network a little bit and then come on back.
I think about that, man. I may make that ride with you. I ain't gonna even lie. But you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'll
shit, that ain't that bad because I went out there for the Frenchie Bowl. And I left like about 8 in the morning, got there for 12. Right. And I ain't really rushed. I kind of took my time, got there for noon, rocked about like 5, and then like I left at 5, got home I was at home at 9 o'clock.
So that ain't bad. What time it get kicked off? I'd imagine it get kicked off early tomorrow morning?
Probably, but it's gonna be, it's gonna have like workshops. It's gonna have like, speaking events, workshops. So I don't know. One of these I was either gonna do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. You got 3 days of it. I'm gonna get the itinerary, see what's the best day to go out with.
Yeah. Because to me the best day would probably be whenever Mike supposed to speak.
Yeah, when Mike speak the keynote speak or whatever. In fact, let me see if I got something in there, man. Let me see if I got something in there on the Nexa Fest agenda.
See what he got to say.
And it's free to loan officer, so all right, so Nexa Fest.
Free to Nexa loan officers or all loan officers?
I think it's free to all loan officers. So fast one appraisal. Oh, that's another thing. They about to do this. I told you about that appraisal thing they about to do, huh?
What's that?
Where they got their own like appraisal groups and you hand pick who you want. Yeah, who you want. Nexa Fest. All right. I think this is. I'm about to find. I know a lot of vendors gonna be there. I see that already. What the hell? Let me see some agenda. I realize how many people I'm still looking for an agenda. This was back in August. Let me see something. Gotta have something on this newsletter. Nexus Fest register. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna figure this out, man. Like I said, they got this whole thing. I gotta agree into this, man. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, they probably. I know they got a whole bunch of vendors. You know.
I'm sure they do it if it's for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got
They're gonna have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, because most of my I see you there at Nexus Fest. I'm looking through my email. I got about 100 emails. See you there at Nexus Fest. You know, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. Like I said, we'll figure that out later on. So
yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. I got a hodgepodge of different things. Plus, I got like some left over from the previous 2 weeks that I really didn't get into. So I don't know if I got a theme or not. Let's see if a theme developed, man. But I gotta start the show off. But I gotta say rest in peace to the Godfather. I had a clip for the Godfather to start the show off with Kevin Samuels, man. So I'm gonna send a shout out to him. It's about 2 years. He passed about 2 years ago. I've been watching him since I want to say 2020. I don't want to say I've been watching him from the very first, but I watched him like right before he blew. Like right. The same year he blew, I just started watching him. You know, okay. And then I knew that clip, the average at best clip. I knew that was gonna go viral because I watched it live. You know, and then the next thing I know, he's on World Star. From there, he
took off.
Gone. So I knew that clip was going to go viral when I watched it live because I usually catch him like he'll be like every night at like I forgot it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. He'll be every night at like 9 or 10. You know, so I watch him. Either I watch him live or I watch him when I was hitting the gym late that night. I watch part of it live and then part of it the rest of it I was on the treadmill or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big impact on my life. He changed a lot of my views. I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely again he on my wall right there. So he definitely had an impact on my life. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and rock this clip.
Let's get it.
Get rich as an employee. You don't get rich as an employee. You make other people rich. The deal is, as an employee, you exchange your time, skill set, and expertise in exchange for their systems, their security, and their exposure. And if you were smart, you will go in and negotiate the highest money you can get.
You gotta just make it happen,
and go in and learn the most you can about the business of what you do, and then leave and do it for yourself. You don't get rich as an employee. And far too many guys want to get rich as workers. Rich comes from ownership. You don't get rich as an employee. You don't get rich as an employee. You make other people rich.
All right. Shout out to the Godfather. Rest in peace. All right.
Yep.
That's good. I want to unpack this because people take this at face value and not understand what he's saying. And I think they missed the biggest line in there. He said, yeah, you could work be an employee for a time, but it's and I've said this several times throughout the podcast, learn what they know and then do it for yourself. That was the most important line of the clip. So it's okay to be. We're not knocking being a worker. However, that's not a permanent fix for you to get if that's your path to get rich. So don't look at you. Nobody said. I think one or two people might have said, "Yeah, I've been saving some money and I've been investing, and all of a sudden I'm rich after 30, 40 years." That can happen, but that's the long way. The shorter way, and I'll stand on this, is that um, get into a business, learn all the ins and outs, everything from A to Z. Then either buy into the business as far as a franchise, or get your own, or try to duplicate it by building your own brand of what they're doing. But learn all from everything from A to Z. Learn and earn. So you can't trade time for money and then eventually get rich. Again, you're gonna make other people rich. I do agree with that. But the main point people are gonna miss out is that learn what they know and then do it for yourself. So I'll go ahead,
That's a great point. I mean, I'm saying it's a solid point. I'm saying it's what people don't necessarily always understand, but it's different strokes for different folks. For some people, I'm saying, they just don't have the tolerance for the risk that it takes to be an entrepreneur and go out there on your own. For you people, I'm saying, that stress, I'm saying, you can't deal with that risk, by all means, I'm saying, maintain being an employee, and for the security, for the sanity. It doesn't help you to try to grow a business, and stress can actually put you in a grave. It doesn't help you, doesn't help your family. So if maintaining a W-2 employee job is what's meant for you, and your tolerance for risk, I'd say, I'm saying, don't even look at anything else. The biggest thing is that, I'm saying, yes, working as an employee makes somebody else rich, but you can still get rich even though you're an employee. But you just have to understand how to make your dollars work for you. Either that is partnering with somebody else that's doing the grunt work on a business, or that could be, I'm saying, investing in, stocks, bonds, whatever the case may be. I'm saying that could be investing that dollars, putting that dollars inside a savings account. I guarantee you won't make you rich. But if you figure out a way to actually get outside of that risk tolerance and invest that money, then you can get there. It's just a lower percentage of you getting there versus being able to be an entrepreneur and build a business yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, as an employee, those days, I think we living idealistically with that. I think those days are over. The way stocks are, like, volatile, is going to be real hard. I mean, this depends. I guess depends on what type of employee you're talking about. A government, they said there was like so many X amount of millionaires that was government employees. I know a lot of that was fluff, but yeah, I mean, if you're getting like one of them high-end six-figure salaries, yeah, you could do some investments and move some stuff around, live frugally, yeah. So I don't want to just shut that down. That is possible, yes. However, coming from our community, what we thinking is $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 your salary, $70,000. That's the long way. And the key word is to get rich. So you got to realize what your game plan is. Like, a lot of people have champagne taste, caviar dreams, without a game plan. So if your game plan is to get rich, you might want to increase that tolerance, because this comes along with the plate. There has to be some risk involved in order for you to get there, unless you were born with it. This is what it is. So even investment stock is risk. So this depends on what. So if you want to get rich, again, look what the goal is. That's like saying I want to be an athlete, but I don't want to get hurt though. You risk getting hurt every day. So if you don't have no risk, rich might not be for you. Play it safe. So if you're not trying to get rich, yeah, go ahead. But you trying to get rich, that come along with it. Risk. This is what it is.
Yeah, I think I'm saying you have to talk about, again, I'm saying, it's the personality of the person. I don't think everybody wants to be rich. I think some people want to have security, and then some people want to retire. You know what I'm saying? I just want to maintain a secure paycheck, a secure income, and then eventually have enough to retire. You know what I'm saying? everybody's goal is to retire if you want to be rich or not. You know what I'm saying? In order to retire, you have to plan and invest. Even if you take a look at the stock market from what it's done this year by itself, when you're looking at long-term investments, I think you can look at, you know what I'm saying, you would have got a pretty good return on your money just in a matter of 7-8 months. You know what I'm saying? Just being in this year, if you're looking at the stock market. But the problem is that, you know what I'm saying, most people want security, but you know what I'm saying, they don't have the discipline to take the additional money and invest that and set it up for the future of your kids, the future of yourself for retirement, whatever the case may be. But I do think, you know what I'm saying, it's different strokes, different folks. Only you can determine, you know what I'm saying, what your goal is. But everybody's goal is not to get rich, but everybody's goal is to eventually retire, because nobody wants to be working at 70, 80 years old until they get into a grave.
Right. So yeah, if you're not trying to get rich, disregard this post because it ain't for you. He explicitly said, "You're trying to get rich. This is what this for." So let's go to the next. Go to the next one.
Cheapest place to buy land in the United States? Everyone knows that one of the most expensive places is San Francisco, California. But what about the cheapest? Let's count down the top 5. In 5th place, Deming, New Mexico. Land here can be as low as $100 per acre, thanks to its desert geography and wide open spaces. In 4th place, Elwood, Nebraska. You can actually get land for free with just a $500 refundable deposit, as long as you build a home within 2 years. In 3rd place, Marne, Iowa. Here, free land is offered if you build a house of at least 1,200 square feet. It's a way to support this small farming community. In 2nd place, Curtis, Nebraska. You can claim free land by agreeing to build a single-family home within 2 years to help local growth. Before we reveal number 1, comment your guess below. And in 1st place, Marquette, Kansas. Free land awaits if you build a 1,000 square foot home within 2 years. Which is the cheapest place?
Well, I bet people didn't even know that. Like, they giving land away. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that, especially in our
want to be there. I said the point is the thing is that nobody want to be there.
I mean, but the point is that you got to think outside the box. If you could build it's gonna be worth something. We talk about investments. We talking about investments that's pretty safe. Yeah. So if they giving the land away, they're trying to develop that area, obviously. So if you could get free land that you didn't pay anything for, all you got to do is dump into the development of it, with getting your electricity, building your house and stuff like that. Now I got this asset that's that's eventually going to be worth something. It's going to be building up. Maybe it's slow, but that's one of the things that you could sit on for a minute, and then it could appreciate exponentially.
Correct.
And it's never going to be worth zero unless it's on a toxic waste dump, which is not. I'll stay away from that desert spot. But in Iowa, the heartland, you talking about farming, you put some cattle there. You just cut off like 40,000-50,000 of your costs right there by getting land for free.
That's
so
fact.
I mean, but we think so locally. You got to be around where we at. We got to be around the hood. Got to be in this state. Got to be, man. Look, you got to expand your mind. And this a bit, as we get more technology, it's getting smaller and smaller. So I'll go ahead and yield from there.
We go back to different strokes, different folks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's value there. You know what I'm saying? They're giving away land. Yes. But I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, there's some other catches to, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just that easy. That's the first thing. The second thing is, you know what I'm saying, what's your livelihood gonna be like out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have to grow your own stuff? Is there grocery stores? Is there Walmarts? Is the Walmart 2 hours away? Whatever the case may be. A lot of these places I've never even heard of. So yes, opportunity is there, but do your research.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not saying if the numbers don't make sense, it don't make sense. However, it's just opening your mind to that type of opportunity. It
Right.
might not be for you to get in a free area. It might be for you to get just cheap land. And think about it. That's how Master P got rich.
Mhm.
Master P got, people think Master P got rich off of records or the D game. Nah, I think he got rich because he bought a bunch of land that was undeveloped in Baton Rouge, and he sat on it. And when they start building out Baton Rouge, they offered a bankroll for that land, and he sold it. And that's how he got to the next level. But just sitting on land is investment itself, because land, they don't make more land, so it's gonna be worth something, so just sitting on it and waiting till they start developing in that area is a game plan. That that's low risk,
It is.
so but
That's anywhere though. You know what I'm saying? If you can identify a place that's up and coming, that people are starting to move to, got a whole bunch of commercial development and stuff like that going. Even though they may not be giving out land, and land may not be $100, but you can always look at it as an investment opportunity for me to get in early. Because once they really get to cranking and they really get to developing, then next thing you know, you're saying you're looking at great return on your money.
Right. And then that's the thing, as the population gets bigger, it's going to expand outwards. I mean, but the ones in Iowa, like I said, I went to school in Iowa, so there's going to be a bunch of farmland in there. But I would think farming, all that other stuff too. These I was talking about my guy that used to play for the Steelers, that I went to school with, Johnny Mitchell. Shout out to Johnny if you're watching. He in the cannabis business. They go your grow houses and stuff like that. I get in there and put my grow houses right there in Iowa.
Got plenty of space. Plenty of space. Hey, look, ain't nobody messing with you coming up out of there either, because ain't nobody there to stop you.
Right. Man, they go your grow houses right there. Get free land, build your little house on 1,000 square foot house, so I'm in compliance. And the rest of that land, I'm putting all kind of indoor grow houses. So you got to think outside the box. I went side story. This is how entrepreneurial a lot of these coaches are that we speak on. I went, I went and got my truck washed like it was just a couple of days ago. And I followed some signs, because I used to have to go, because where I'm at is shit. It's I'm starting to see stuff now, like they got stuff around it, but it's like localized. But I like to go to the big spots, and it's like 30 minutes away for me to get the truck wash. So I just was looking at some signs like car wash, ham car wash. So I just found this in a little neighborhood. Dude got a little, almost a setup, not quite like mine, but an acre. He put a little house on one side, and he put like concrete, and he made a little car wash.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, man, I want to do something. I wanted to do a bar. The wife wouldn't let me do a bar, so I like, I got to do, so, but that's what he, got his house and put a car wash right next to it. And he do hamburger, chili cheese fries, and you know what I mean. So he coming out there with the entree, just not a place to stay. It's a business as well. They're coming out with that attitude, like that hustle mentality. His wife out there cleaning the truck with him. You know what I'm saying? They both cleaning the truck up. So right there at the crib.
It works. So I got a place to stay in. I got a business, you know what I'm saying, with low overhead.
Exactly. The same thing. So we want to do the opposite. We want to get, I ain't gonna get rag on us too much, but that's the spirit.
But it's a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? Like they got this pumpkin patch. They got this pumpkin patch. They do this Christmas thing, and it's a big piece of land over here by the airport, you know what I'm saying, where a guy has actually lived there, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting on acres, and he does this big festival thing, you know what I'm saying, every single year. A bunch of pumpkins out there. They got rides, they got games, you know what I'm saying, make a killing during all these holidays. But he just took, you know what I'm saying, a place of his own, you know what I'm saying, had a bunch of land, decided to open up a business. So when you're thinking about doing a business, you know what I'm saying, you don't necessarily have to jump out there and get a brick and mortar. There's many ways to do a business and get a business started. You just have to think creatively.
Right. And put the pride to the side, man. So let me go ahead and run this next one.
Gilly.
Then you're afraid of failure. You're not really talented in anything because you don't give your dreams a chance, or the things that you're talented in a chance to materialize because you're so afraid to fail. See, let me tell you something. Jay-Z's worth how much? I guarantee he failed. Everybody who's successful in life at some point failed. That's just the bottom line, because being successful comes with taking chances. And if you're not willing to take no chances, then I mean you're not willing to be great. And to be great, you have to be willing to fail. Even if you don't fail, you have to be willing to fail. So for you, you just gotta stop being scared of not being successful. You gotta attack that shit. You gotta blitz life like it's 4th and inches ball on the goal line, man. Because life ain't gonna sit around and wait for nobody, man. Well, if you're talented in so many things and you're afraid.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing. Like I said, it's only built for Cuban links, man. You know, so if you're trying to be rich, you're trying to be successful, you can't have no fear. You know, you only get we YOLO for stupid stuff. Why we can't YOLO for stuff that's going to positively, add some value to your life, add some purpose. So YOLO, you only live once. You know, supposedly. You know, so why are we scared? Why do we care what the naysayers say? They're gonna say it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, no matter what you do, there's always gonna be somebody heckling you. You know, so no matter if you're at the top of the game, they heckle Dave Chappelle. People hopped on the stage, so it's like, he at the top of his game. So if you scared of that, you worried about that, success ain't for you. You know, I was just pumping that Payroll Giovanni as we was opening the show up, man. He got a line. He's like, man, if you worried about if you got tough skin, he said if you ain't got tough skin, you ain't ready to win. So he said something like that. But it come with the plate, man. It come with it. It's one of the side items. So
everybody want to be on top, but everybody don't want what comes along with it.
Right.
You got to think, the most powerful person in the world, the celebrity, the top football player, the top basketball player, the top hockey, baseball player, whatever the case may be, every single one of them becomes the main target for criticism and negativity all the time. I don't care what it is. You could be in high school. A lot of athletes learn this young, where if you're one of the best, it's going to always come negativity. If you're trying to do something better for yourself, it's going to become negativity. If you let that be the deterrent for, you being able to succeed, or you wavering from your dream and your goals just because you're worried about what people say, their opinions and all this other stuff, then it wasn't meant for you to win anyway. Right. Exact same thing, like you said, you got to have tough skin if you want to do it, if you want to win. But I think, for most people, that's their kryptonite. That's the number one kryptonite is fear.
Right.
And then, because they don't do a lot of things because of fear. You don't open up a business because of fear. You don't invest because of fear. You don't get married because of fear. You don't have a baby because of fear. Like, life is actually stopping because your fear is stopping you, is paralyzing you from actually winning. We always used to say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Like, right. You got to take a shot. You may make a shot. You may be successful, and change your whole generation's course. Like, you may set your whole generation up. But if nobody's willing to take that risk, nothing is ever going to be able to change. So nobody's saying, go down to Lake Charles or Las Vegas and put it all on black. Ain't nobody saying that. Like, you have to get over fear, but it has to be an educated move. To where you've done your plans, you've done the work, you went and worked at the Pizza Hut and understand their systems, the way they work and everything. So now you can actually buy your own because you understand what it takes to succeed. Like, those are the things, not just going out and buying a Pizza Hut and being like, okay, well, it's going to run itself because it's a franchise. I think just for most people,
too, not to cut you off, that's another thing too. Is when we get businesses, we think we arrived. That's when the work began. You know, just like that's the same thing when you think you hit the lead, you think you made it. Nah, they ain't. I seen somebody did that. Well, 3 people in a row with this restaurant that was next to my video store in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Everybody got this restaurant, the same restaurant. Guys thought they made it. And then when nobody come there, they close down. They have to break their lease.
Yep.
Because that's just like a website. Just because you got a website, I mean, people going to automatically click on it. You got to drive traffic to it. That's when the work began. So we get a business. We think, all right, we all right. The money come on through. No,
it don't work that way. If right. and like the saying go, like the cliche go, man. You know what I'm saying? You fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's all that it boils down to at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So just because you actually get there doesn't mean the work stops. Just like I was watching an interview the other day, and a football player said, man, you know what I'm saying? Once the goal was to get to the league, once you get to the league, you can't rest. Because you know what I'm saying, once you get there, there's always a man, 2 or 3 men behind you that's looking to take your position, that's looking to knock you off your game, knock you off the top, whatever the case may be. So you have to be thick-skinned, and you actually have to stay the course, you know what I'm saying, and put the work in. That's the only way you're going to feel confident to succeed. Now, just because you open up a business, open up a door, and you got your name at the top of it or whatever the case may be, that's not the time to take your foot off the gas. That's the time to mash the gas, you know what I'm saying, go harder. But I think for a lot of people, they have to learn that lesson the hard way.
Right. That's the thing, man. Let's go ahead to the next one because I got a few. I got a few to go, so
yeah,
go ahead, keep rolling.
This guy got fired from a hardware store at 36 years old, and now he's one of the richest owners in the NFL. Back in the 1970s, Arthur Blank was running a hardware chain called Handy Dan. He helped grow it into one of the top home improvement stores in the country. But in 1978, their parent company went through a takeover, and the new bosses didn't like Blank, so they fired him. However, getting fired turned out to be one of the best things to ever happen to him. Blank teamed up with another fired exec, Bernard Marcus, and an investor, Ken Langoni. Their idea was brilliant. Create a warehouse-style improvement store with rock-bottom prices. Then less than a year later, in 1979, they opened their first Home Depot in Atlanta. 2 years later, it went public, and it exploded. By the 90s, it became the largest home improvement retailer in America, with Blank's stake in the company making him a billionaire. Then in 2002, he took that fortune and bought the Atlanta Falcons for $545 million. A decade later, he poured another $1.6 billion into building Mercedes-Benz Stadium, one of the most advanced arenas in sports. And that investment paid off. Today, the Falcons are worth $5 billion, nearly 10 times what he paid for them. Meanwhile, Home Depot is now worth over $300 billion. From fired at 36 to billionaire to NFL owner, Arthur Blank might just have the most underrated underdog story in all of football. This guy got fired from a hardware store at 30.
Damn, so
thick skin.
Right. So he could have folded. He could have, oh man, went into depression and all this other shit that the Saul stuff that they talk about. And nah, he stuck to it. He took what they said. He learned what they did and did it on his own. And he got an investor, he got a partner. Both of them got fired, so they had a chip on their shoulder. They innovated and turned it into the biggest home improvement store on the planet. Then they ain't even stop with that. Like, he took that same approach, same thing with me. I won't get into buying teams and stuff like that. All this stuff is to get to that point. Also, look at the age. A lot of people think, all right, since I got these grades, I'm washed. I feel I'm young. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't never too late. I think it's late when you start breathing. So this is he was approaching 40. He ain't started his business till like damn near tickling 40. That don't mean he washed up.
Yep. You got to determine. People just got to determine, man, you know what I'm saying? Like what kind of person are you, know what I'm saying? What kind of person? Are you going to be the person that punch, or are you going to be the person that get punched? That's it. That's what it pretty much boils down to. As they say, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? Shit is going to happen. But what are you going to do? Are you just going to stay laying down, or are you going to get back up? And for him, you know what I'm saying, just you have to think about a lot of the mega companies that we have. A lot of mega companies that we have were built from failures. Somebody said no 100 times. Somebody didn't believe in them. Somebody fired them, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They went through something where life had knocked them down. And they had two decisions. You could either lay there, you know what I'm saying, and soak, get depressed, whatever the case may be, or you can get up and fight. He chose to get up with another exec and fight. And now look at him, you know what I'm saying? He got generations and generations that are set now, that don't have to worry about money. They may have many problems, but money won't be one of them. But you know what I'm saying, people just got to figure out, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, are you going to be the one to get punched, or are you going to punch back?
Right. I mean, and then it's not over. It's not over. I think somebody said there's a thing of Marlon Wayans, or somebody said it ain't over till you quit. You know, that's when it's over. You know, so I think somebody said that today, this week, it was somebody. But it ain't over till you quit, man. That's when it's over. So that's when you lose. No, that was actually CJ. That was CJ on his social media.
Yeah.
People, to me, if you don't have a dream or a purpose, you dead inside, and you getting up depressed because you have nothing to live for. Surround myself with people with dreams, because all they're gonna do if they don't have a dream is talk about shit that's gonna distract me and things that have nothing to do with my dream. Feel me? When you dreaming, that's the most important thing, is making and realizing your dream, because if you're dreaming big enough, it'll take care of your family. Then you could relax and listen to people that don't have shit to do with what you're doing, but they become entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, if you ain't got no dream, I don't want to be around you. And, you know, all's going to happen is, number one, you're going to be waiting for me to fail, or just waiting for me to do anything, because you ain't doing shit. And when you talk to me, either you're going to try to make what I'm doing sound like it can't work because you're too scared to do it, or you're going to distract me intentionally from doing it because you feel bad that you're not. Some people, to me, if you don't have a dream or...
Dame Dash.
I mean, I got to adhere to that. It's like, if without a purpose, I don't see how people is living this existence, man. Like, I see why people be angry and depressed, because you don't have nothing. If you got a lot of time on your hands, if you're working towards something, I don't have time to be angry at nobody or depressed. I tell you one side story. What I just did, I think this weekend, I had like almost 2,500 contacts in my phone. I went and deleted everyone that ain't doing nothing. That I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I went clean house, and I feel relieved. It's almost like to die. You know what so like people that's on the fence that I don't know about and all that stuff, man, get deleted. Call me when you call me. If you don't, you don't. So people that, you know, if it ain't with me, then forget me, like Method Man said. So it's like I just did a purge, man. So it's like people that don't have a dream, don't have a purpose, they I don't know, they're sitting waiting for you to do something, or they're just gonna drag you down. So I just don't have time for it no more. You know, so we ain't doing something, we ain't rolling for a purpose. I mean, I just don't. The new me is, you know, I don't have time for it. I'm hyper focused on what I got to do, and that's how I'm gonna do till I die. Because being with y'all, it is purposeless. Is misery. They are dead inside.
Yeah.
You know, if you have nothing to live, what are you waking up for? To cause other people misery? Like, you know, I don't get it. So like, I kind of stay away from those people.
They always used to say, you know what I'm saying, you are what your circle is. Right. If you run around with a bunch of ducks, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna become a duck. That's just the natural way it's gonna happen. Right. It's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, we was young and we would go home or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you riding through the neighborhood and everything, you know what I'm saying, you know, everything is just normalized, you know what I'm saying, you ain't really paying attention to everything. But then when you roll through the upper echelon neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, where they got these big ass estates and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, you start to feel like, man, you know what I'm saying, I need to figure this thing out. I need to do something. The motivation is 100% different. And the motivation is different because when you see something and you see better, you know what I'm saying, it strives you and put that fire in your belly to do better. And I think for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like I'm cool with hanging with the fellas, you know what I'm saying, they ain't doing nothing, I ain't doing nothing. I'm cool as long as they ain't doing better than me. That type of situation, you know what I'm saying? And that can't be that. You got your buddies, you got your homeboys, you can hang out with them, watch football, whatever the case may be, but you have to have your circle that drives you, that actually motivates you to do better, motivates you to build that business, motivates you to do them investments, motivates you to do something more than what you're doing regular in life. And for a lot of people, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, they just don't do that. They have their inner circle, they come complacent, and they never actually be able to accomplish their dreams. They all sit around hating on somebody else, or they all sit around talking about what they gonna do, but never do it. Either way, you know what I'm saying, it's crippling to have a dead circle around you. You know what I'm saying? You got to get with some people that are doing better than you or have a dream and wants to drive you. Which, by the way, to digress from this whole thing right here, just to talk about Dame Dash. Dame Dash has had a dream forever. You know what I'm saying? He's been going through many up and downs, whatever the case may be. But from a businessman and a business acumen, I think he's one of the better businessmen out there. For what he did on the Breakfast Club, from what he does continuously to revive himself. Now, yes, people are making fun of him, people laughing at him and all this other stuff. But the one thing about it is his name is circulating. And what that equates to dollars. If you have a product to sell, you put more eyes on your product, you put more eyes on you, and you can promote that product. You getting more partnerships and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff that he's doing, you know what I'm saying? I think that's entertainment. But it's entertainment. It's the same thing 50 Cent does. 50 Cent makes up these beefs and he says this thing and that thing when he has something coming out that he wants to promote. I think at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand the game. You can't hate on the game, complain about the game, just have to understand the game and work it. I think Dame Dash doing a hell of a job doing that.
Right. Well, the thing about Dame is that he's a master of motion and he's a master of taking risks and taking chances. You know, I mean, and he's unapologetic about it. You know, so but yeah, shout out to him. You know, shout out to that Breakfast Club interview. Let's go ahead and hit this next one because again, I got quite a few, so let's keep it moving.
They call you the fat Kevin Samuels. Is that a badge of honor or is that a burden you carry?
Well, that's something that people have done on their own. First and foremost, long live the Godfather. You know what I mean? I definitely respect the elements in the conversation that he made mainstream. I think Kevin Samuels is responsible for telling a lot of women the truth.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they hated him for it.
They definitely did.
And, you know, the thing about it is, I can remember the day that Kevin Samuels passed, there were women that were rejoicing in the streets like he had committed a murder. Like he had committed a serious crime, like he was a felon, like he was like he did something wrong and heinous to people. And all Kevin Samuels did was tell the damn truth. And so the fact of the matter is that a man can get hated because of telling the truth from his vantage point just goes to show you how much we really needed to hear that truth, how much that conversation and the impact that Kevin Samuels had in the world, it still remains to this day. So if they want to, anything they want to associate me with the Godfather, it is a blessing to me because, you know, I was watching him vicariously like everybody else, and he definitely inspired some of my talking points, you know, dig what I'm saying? But, you know, you get women like Vivica Fox that publicly, you know, slander this man's name even today when he's passed away, and it's just like, but you proved the Godfather right when Booty Talk Vivica Fox, we wanted you. Booty Talk Vivica Fox, you was there fine. But now you're 65 years old, you big back Vivica Fox, you linebacker Vivica Fox, you defensive end Vivica Fox, and now you talking about you ready to set it out. Don't nobody want that old cat, baby. That cat on 3 legs. It's funny to see the people that are the women that hated Kevin Samuels prove him right every time. And the top of that list is somebody like Vivica Fox. It's interesting people to come on my podcast. I need some.
But
I always got a plug at the end.
Yeah, for sure, man. But shout out, again, shout out to the Godfather. Rest in peace, man. Man, he started this whole. I like what he did because first, before I say this, I want to set the record straight. He would. A lot of people know him for telling the truth to women. That's not all he did. He had a lot of business as we see in clips as well. That's what originally got on him, the motivational stuff in the business. And he went at men for like 2 years before he even started getting on the women. The women would made him viral, but he had a show for 2 years, business stuff, tell you how to get paper, get money for 2 years before he even started getting on the women. The women would made him viral and shit. But anyway, what I'm about to say is he started this whole sub-genre, and people made a whole bunch of millionaires, from Fresh and Fit to just Pearly to mediocre tutorials to what's your boy name out of Houston? Dennis Sperling, all these cats as millionaires now. He opened that lane up with the dating podcast. So he was a visionary. I mean, he not only made himself a millionaire, I think he earned that $6 million in 1 year off of his YouTube, but he was showing boys how to get money off this YouTube game. And there was only a few people like Mr. Beast and the rest of them that's getting that type of bread. And he showed them, and that's why all of a sudden, you got all these celebrities now, athletes and all this stuff. Now everybody want a podcast, but he was one of the OGs that came from nothing to millionaire status off a podcast, showing boys how to get this money. So I salute him for that. Not only now, people want to dwell on the stuff that he went at women. I think it was a prophet on that point. All he wanted to do, if you really listen to him, is get black folks married again. That's all he wanted to do. And he even changed my views a little bit. I went from hell nah to maybe in the right situation. So that's how powerful his words was. But I was dead set on that for years. Hell nah, never. So he just by listening to the Godfather words, I mean, he hit it from every angle. It makes sense in the right situation. I was looking at it wrong. So, but just setting that straight, I give him props. Not too many people can change my mind on that type of stuff. So I'll go ahead and leave it up to you.
I think he just worked the game, you know what I'm saying, the way he knew how, and he did it masterfully, you know what I'm saying? And it's similar, you know what I'm saying? Him and Charleston White kind of walk similar paths to me, you know what I'm saying? And the reason being is not necessarily in their message, but the delivery of the message. When you talk with some sense and you talk regular, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to coat people's feelings, you're trying to word things politically correct and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, you just become another talking point. But when you actually come out and tell the truth, raw dog truth, and really don't give a shit, and you just deliver it raw like that, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, that's how you end up going viral. That's how you end up becoming popular. That's how eyeballs end up coming on you. Now, it's kind of a good and a bad thing. It's a great thing because, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot more eyes, you got a lot more attention. Then comes the dollars, then comes all this other, the popularity and all this other stuff. But the other thing is this too, is that, you know what I'm saying, you have a lot of people that's going to hate on you because of that success, because of your points, you know what I'm saying, because you deliver it the same way that you're delivering it. But it's the same exact thing you've been delivering, but nobody wanted to listen to you when you just talk some sense. You talk regular and you talk sense. When your delivery was politically correct, you know what I'm saying, nobody wanted to listen. I think he did a great job of taking business and taking his knowledge that he had and delivering it in a way, you know what I'm saying, that's going to garner eyes, garner attention, and eventually garner money to put in his pocket.
Right. So, I mean, he built a legacy on that. I mean, and boys still following his blueprint to this day, still eating and damn near cloning him. Like he said, the guy right there, Ugly Money, taking his blueprint and eating off of it. So when you the first in the space, pioneers always get arrows in their back. So he was a pioneer in that space. He damn near invented that space. And then him and Tommy Sotomayor, basically, so the difference between him and Tommy is that he a more refined Tommy. So Tommy was savage, I mean, then I got a shout out to Patrice O'Neal too. So, Patrice O'Neal and Tommy Sotomayor kind of started that space, and then Kevin was like more of a spokesperson because he had the presentation, he had the corporate look, and he was able to cross over more audiences with the packaging, if that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and get this next one.
top 10 easiest ways to get rich.
I'm going to say the number one is winning the lottery.
Winning the lottery is not the easiest. It's actually quite hard to do.
Easiest ways to get rich, investing in the stock market.
Investing is number 2, specifically the index funds.
That makes sense. I am in there. I need to put more money in. Be a real estate agent.
Real estate investing is number 5. What do we do?
Be a podcaster.
Content creation is number 4.
People could sell stuff.
You could work in sales. Work in sales is number 3. There's no ceiling on how much you can make.
Winning in blackjack at the casino.
No, those aren't that easy to do.
Investing in a startup.
That's number 6, an own equity startup. What's this? The internet, right?
You can sell things.
What did DeGilio do?
He sold things on Amazon.
You could create an online business. That's number 8. What do technical developers do?
Websites.
They build websites or software and apps. That's number 9. What do you call it when you own something for a brand?
IP?
Intellectual property. That's number 7. Number 10's tough, so I'm going to give it to you. It's leverage other people's money. And then number 1 is the easiest of them all. I'm surprised you haven't said it yet. The easiest way for me to get rich is do what?
Marry rich.
Marry rich is the number 1 option. Guess the top 10 easiest ways to get rich.
I think that marry rich has been on a lot of females' radar for generations now. You know, so we just not getting on that. But again, it's not a viable option for a lot of us. But the other 9, you know, the other 9 might be an option. You know, so you know, I like the fact that he shut down the nonsense, win a lottery, blackjack, gambling. That don't count. That's actually hard. I'm glad he put that in context. You know, people think that's easy. We played last week the guy that spent 40 G's on these lottery tickets and ain't see a return. So that's actually hard. You could have took that 40 G's, bought you some property, and you could have did all kind of stuff that was a lot less risky and seen a return on the money. You know, so in my mind, gambling is a lot harder than actually, you know, working for it, because again, you have more control of you working for it than gambling. Gambling is chance. You don't have any control of it. It's a roll of the dice. It's a flick of the card. So I have no control of that. There's not much skill into it. It's chance. You know, so with that being said, just to comment on a couple of them, I mean, I would say have a few of those things. Online businesses, get your startup, get IP, invest in IP. A lot of people don't understand IP is huge. You know, especially with this NIL stuff coming down the pipe. You know, I would, you know, like I did, I trademarked my name. That's why I got Brandon B. Dixon. You know, BrandonBDixon.com. That is a business entity. That's an entity within itself. So IP gonna be huge in the future, when especially with AI coming now. I could lease my name, image, and likeness, Brandon B. Dixon, this entity that I created. You know, that could be worth something one of these days. You know, I'm investing in the time to build this up, Brandon B. Dixon. So yeah, I'm going to yield from there.
Well, you know what I'm saying? The whole marrying thing, you know what I'm saying? I think that's both sides of the coin. So, you know what I'm saying? Not only is it with females, which is more prevalent with females, you know what I'm saying? It's also with males too. When you talk about, you know, folks like Travis Kelce, right? You know what I'm saying? For example, you know what I'm saying? Travis Kelce is already wealthy, or whatever the case may be. But there's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, he's choosing to, you know, he's been playing the field for a while. There's a reason why he's choosing to marry Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? Because the wealth she has, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that's the only reason, but I'm just saying it plays a factor in making a decision of who you want to spend the rest of your life with. You can talk about French Montana. French Montana is marrying the Princess of Dubai. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you talk about different examples like this, you know what I'm saying? There's not only women that's trying to marry rich, there's also guys trying to marry rich as well. But there's many ways to get rich if you're not in that platform in order to be able to do something like that. And they just listed a whole bunch of them out there. But at the end of the day, none of that shit matters unless you take action. That's the biggest thing for folks. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and talk till we blue in the face, but until you take action, none of that stuff is going to make you rich. None of that stuff is going to happen. They can make a list of 50 things that you can do to be rich. Until you take action, that shit is just in one ear and out the other. You're going to maintain in the same spot that you're in now. Status quo.
Right. Well, it goes back to taking risks. You know, so if you're not a risk taker, but I believe that the audience that we trying to create, or that's watching this and watches us on the replay, are people that want to get into ownership So I believe this is a risk taker audience. So hopefully we preach it to the choir, but I think this is a risk taker audience. So let's go into this next one again because I got quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
And the best financial advice that you've ever received throughout your career? Two things. I live and die by saying you should learn how to downgrade your lifestyle so you can upgrade your life. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. 1 in 4 millionaires still live paycheck to paycheck because they refuse to downgrade their lifestyle for a moment so they can upgrade their life. Now, if you decide to do that, then my second piece of advice is you should only dump money into two things: personal investment into you and investing into your company. That's it. You shouldn't be spending money anywhere else. If it's not to help you grow or your business grow, you should not be spending money until you have so much money that you don't know what to do with. The more money I put into me, the more money I make. The more money I put into my business, the more money my business makes. It's all about investing into two things: you and the business. What's been the best financial advice that you've ever received throughout your career? Two things.
Yeah, I mean,
love that guy channel. Love that guy channel. Love his interviews.
Right. I mean, the thing is, like I said, it's about that discipline on the back end as well. Going back to the restaurant story, I've seen so many people get this restaurant, get this space business, and think is game over. All right, I'm about to be rich, and all right, where's the money? Not have a game plan. Also, I've seen a lot of people actually, not just more than one. I mean, not just one, but more than one, have temporary success and then flop because they don't know how to handle the influx. It's about reinvesting. So you had a season, that you made a little bit of money and you fumbled the bag, you fumbled the re-up because now you think you're rich. You go on vacation, you go do this, you go do that, you go buy this, you go cop that to make you look like you're rich. Again, you cut corners. You want the fruit before the tree even developed. So you cutting the fruit premature, and that stalls the tree out, and now it ain't properly developed, and the tree will wind up dying because it's still a hatchling. So I'm using that as a metaphor, but I've seen it happen so many times. We make one or two plays. It's like using a basketball analogy. You make that dunk, and then you beating your chest the rest of it. You don't go run down and play defense. You beating your chest for the rest of the game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you can't. The game is continued on. It's about keep playing, keep making plays, keep making plays. How do you make plays? You keep reinvesting yourself. You reinvest in the business. And then I would do the Magic Johnson like we talked about last week. I still wouldn't go spend money on stuff. I downgraded. I just downgraded my life because I realized, all right, I got all these expenses and I'm not utilizing. What I need a big ass house for in Katy for that I'm by myself that nobody comes to. What I need that for?
Mm-hmm.
Got rooms that I got just sitting there. I only got one ass. So I can't sit on all these. I got shit that I still ain't sit on. I just paying this. I got two office chairs in this office now, and I got a whole leather couch, $3,000 leather couch, barely sat on right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got way too much stuff. I need to cut down to the minimum, and then it is about changing that mind frame. I was infected with the bug. Want to look the part. Want to look rich. Want to feel the luxury. For what? Who am I fronting for? So downgrade your life to upgrade. I mean, downgrade your expenses to upgrade your life. The whole thing is financial freedom. Well, the thing is that you got to ask yourself, if you take your foot off the gas, how long the car gonna be running?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's really you really smell yourself. If I really take my foot off the gas, how long the car gonna stay running? A couple of months? Yeah.
Not
So
long.
you got to get it to where if you take your foot off the gas, that thing like a Tesla will keep going. Until you get to that point, it ain't safe. You ain't safe, dog. You're not safe. So unless you got a Tesla going, you better reinvest in yourself.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, I'm saying, I think people miss is where, I'm saying, you got to understand business is cyclical. I'm saying? But I think for a lot of people, they see a little bit of success, market's good, they're doing good, business doing good, and they're spending it as fast as they're getting it in.
Right.
So then we're saying when they go through a downturn, they don't have enough money sustained in order to sustain the downturn of the actual market or the temporary, kind of low production that the company is making. I think the biggest thing that he said is, that I got from that, the bottom line is just to be smart with your money. Reinvesting in yourself, reinvesting in your business is the biggest things to do, not necessarily to go out here and living on a high hog for no reason. Just because you're trying to impress people or you want people to make it seem like, you're making a lot more money than what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, there's no humble pie humbler than, being able to bankrupt your business and close the doors. And then now people asking you, saying you for business, they're asking you to do things. And you're just like, look, man, I no longer have that business. That is a big humble pie right there. So I think for people, it boils down to discipline again. When it comes to investing in yourself, investing in the actual business. And when you talk about investing in yourself, I'm not talking about going out, getting $1 million Bugatti, just because you want to drive around and you're not making money. Your business is not making money like that. I'm talking about reinvesting in yourself to where, you're getting the education to keep up. You're learning about AI and how AI can help your business. You're reinvesting in yourself those ways, that can become valuable for yourself and also your business. Not necessarily trying to invest in yourself to where, you're trying to upgrade your lifestyle so you can look good to the outside folks. That's the biggest thing that I took from it. But 100%, he makes sense, make a valid point, but people just have to do it.
Right. I'm off that kick too. Like I said it before in the podcast. I mean, we want to look good. We want to accumulate these things so people can say stuff good about us. And that we made our self-worth equate to these things. That accumulation of things. And if you look at it from a observer standpoint, that can't mean much because you're looking at, all right, a house, a car. That's what you were, your own clothes and stuff like that. Okay, what value you bring into the game? What's your value proposition to the game? What are you doing to make yourself live forever? That's the next thing. So until I get to that point, I'm gonna keep rolling the dice, not rolling dice figuratively, because I don't gamble. I'm talking about I'm gonna keep grinding until I get to that point. If I gotta, and I'm starting to keep it lean and mean, meaning that I don't need all this fluff no more. I mean, I still like the luxury cars. Don't get me wrong, but that's my only little vice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's go ahead and hit this next one.
Your feelings are killing your profits. This is not HGTV. Real estate investing is not about falling in love with granite countertops or open floor plans. The rich don't get emotional about properties. They run the numbers. Does it cash flow? Does it build equity? Can I exit out of it if I needed to? That's it. If the numbers don't work, they're out. But if it does work, they're in. Even if the property is outdated, ugly, or maybe even smells a little funny. This is business, not romance. Fall in love with the freedom, not the floor plans. Fall in love with the opportunity, not concept kitchens. So the bottom line is, if the numbers don't work, don't buy it. You're feeling
short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's investment 101. Right. Take the emotion out of it. If the numbers don't work, you don't do it.
Well, let's expand it beyond the scope of real estate. Let's talk about businesses too. You get emotionally attached to businesses. I get it. You passionate. They confuse passion about the item as far as passion about the business, which is cool. I mean, you can conflate the two, but however, the numbers got to make sense. If you invested in the cab business, that's a dinosaur business. No matter what you do, can't increase bring back the cab business. It's gone. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So you got to innovate, and I get if you got a passion for something that's dying, you got to find a way to reinvent it. So we fall in love with businesses and concepts and stuff like that, and sometimes you got to let it go. Like I said, I had 2 video stores. Right, this thing right here put an end to that. You know, so I had, we had to let it go. It's a dying business. You know, but it got me. I started. I got the experience that I needed, stuff like that. But we had. I said this earlier in conversation. I was talking about my boy Johnny. We got this concept in our head, like, old school, to where like grandma and grandpa started this business and they die in the business, and they want to pass the same business down to your children, which is cool. Sometimes it happens like that, but sometimes it don't. Sometimes you got multiple businesses that you buy and sell, grow, buy, sell, grow, buy, sell, buy, grow, sell, whatever. And then I got these residuals that I pass down to my kids.
Yep.
So it ain't this is one of the things I disagree with Dame Dash. It's not all about just owning your own. It is your own. Family offices is your own. Trust all your own. You really don't want to own nothing. It's all about that cash flowing. Yep. So it ain't about having my name. I got that ego out of the way. It ain't about just having my name on the building. In fact, I don't want my name on the building because all it's gonna do is breed hate. I don't want you knowing what I own. That's the way to do it. I matured. I want my video, KB video. I got me and my cousin name on KB. So what? I still ain't growing bigger than Blockbuster or nothing like that.
Yeah.
We ate off of it, but it still died with the rest of the video stores. You know what I mean? So having my name on it, if I'd invested in the franchise, I probably would have grew my cash flow quicker.
Yeah.
You got to get out the ego.
You gotta look at it. That's a big thing, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people fail because, you know what I'm saying, they have a failing business and they still dumping money into it. They so far in the red, so far in the negative, you know what I'm saying? Instead of letting it go, the ego just kind of keeps them feeding money into this black hole. And it just keeps sucking money. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, you have to come to the realization, I made mistakes. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, I go ahead, dump this business here, you know what I'm saying, get rid of it, close the doors, whatever the case may be, learn from those mistakes, and then reinvent yourself, you know what I'm saying, reinvest in yourself, reinvest in a new business to where you can make those corrections, understand what you did wrong, and then, you know what I'm saying, get it back rolling again. But, like you said, it's ego. It's ego. People don't want to let it go.
I mean, and it's a real thing. This business that we in right here is coming to some changes. So the loan officer, the broker, as we know, is going to be changing soon. So if you got a 25-year strategy to be at, as we know, you might want to change that up. I'm already changing this up, because the AI is changing the business. You're not going to need us no more real soon. This is where it's going. So I think it's one of those businesses that you're always going to have real estate, but do you need a person to liaisons between you and the bank? We don't know how. Technology might replace us. You see what I'm saying? So what they're going to need is lead gen, but I don't know. AI might be replacing that too.
Yeah.
So you got to reinvent. I'm formulating now. I'm looking 10 down. My mentor always say, look 10 years down the road. That's why I'm formulating other avenues. So real estate investing is what it is. But as far as on the retail front, how long, on the wholesale front, how long are we going to be the liaison between customers and the bank?
It's a good question.
You see what I'm saying? That's how I be thinking. So I don't. Yeah. This is not a retirement, because I'm about 15 years. You about 20 years away from retiring, right? So I'm gonna try to cut that in half. I'm trying to cut that into 7 instead of 15. But I don't see 20 years from now. With how fast technology moving, that they're gonna need us. I don't see it. You see what I'm saying? So you really gotta think about what's the retirement plan? What's going on for 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Well, not necessarily just retirement plan. What's the next move? You know what I'm saying?
What's the next move?
When they talk about vertical integration, you know what I'm saying? And you're looking at other businesses and other ways, you know what I'm saying? You can take the knowledge that you have and the skills that you have and be able to diversify that to where, you know what I'm saying, if things do change, you know what I'm saying, you can able to change with it and still be able to keep the money flowing. But in order to do that, you know what I'm saying, you have to look for what's in the future and start that now. Like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these major companies here, you know what I'm saying, they already have technology lined up for the next 5 years because they're already banking on things changing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not soaking in right now, you know what I'm saying, the iPhone 17 just came out. You think Apple's focused on just the iPhone 17? No, they focus on iPhone 20, iPhone 21, iPhone 22. Like this was playing, this iPhone 17 was playing a long time ago. It's just the way companies work so that, you know what I'm saying, they can make sure they keep the revenue coming. And it's going to continue to change. And if you don't change, then you become obsolete. Ask Blockbuster how that worked out for them. They didn't want to change.
Right. Well, don't forget, I was in that same space with Blockbuster. I was trying to compete with Blockbuster. So, so both of us became a dinosaur business. That's what got me on. And I'm glad my mentor said that you look 10 years down the road. So that's why I'm start pivoting this year. You know, I think we even pivoted. Now the loan officer part, I said this a couple of years ago, the officer part been gone. You know what I mean? So there is really no officer part. It's besides for talking to the people. Then you got AI that I could just, AI, I can program a bot to ask you certain questions and get all the information I need. And they're gonna translate it and dissect your problem, put you in the product, price it. You know what I mean? So that's coming. That's coming.
Even for this industry here, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people have production assistants, and the production assistants is doing a lot of things, a lot of tasks for you, you know what I'm saying, that are needed right now. But now, you know what I'm saying, they have AI that's coming in place, you know what I'm saying, doing a lot of stuff that your assistant's doing. Right. They're calling and making phone calls, you know what I'm saying, having full-blown conversations with people about trying to refi their loan, about trying to refi their mortgage. You know what I'm saying?
On your behalf. Sound like you.
On your behalf, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, things are always changing. And if you're not understanding what the changes are and changing along with it, you become a dinosaur. You're putting yourself at risk.
In the intermediate time frame, I think what's going to have to happen, you're going to be, first of all, we lead generator anyway, the officer part call. We lead generator and we got to be influencer in our space. Because right now it's about who got the motion, who got the clout to bring them the amount of business, right? Yeah. To lead gen. When they find a better mousetrap to replace that, so I could get, and I'm gonna play this next clip to kind of piggyback what I'm saying. When they find that, then everybody's gonna be going to that model, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a matter of time before we the cabs. Yeah. So it's not a long term. I don't have this too much in my game plan for 20 years from now. My game plan is to maximize this. So, that's why I didn't go with my own route, opening my own brokerage. Because I know this is a temporary thing for me to build up wealth, for me to make 6 figures a year. And then, eventually pivot over to real estate investing and development. I think that's the bigger move. And get the clientele and clout from there. But as soon as they find a way to cut the middleman, it's more efficient and cheaper. Why not? Because think about it. If I could pay a bot $20, why I need to pay you 3%, 1%, 1.5%?
Correct. Because the bot's going to be cheaper. The bot's going to be cheaper and do it more efficiently because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to take out the human error.
Right. So, and the only thing I need you is to fetch right now. All we are fetch boys. Go fetch us some customers. Because the technology is going to take care of it. And then you talk to them because I don't want to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Let's keep it all the way real. That's what we are. You talk to them because I don't want to talk to them. Because I don't even want to talk to them. You deal with them. You bring us we lend them the money, and here you service them. I mean, you talk to them. That's your client. All we want to do is get the money off them.
Yep.
We don't make direct contact. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what it is. But as soon as I figure a way to get you cheaper and bring the same amount of people in that you can,
you out of there.
You out of there. Let's keep it all the way real. You see?
It's just the way that it's going. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But from a business owner standpoint, you know what I'm saying, it just makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying, it sucks because, you know what I'm saying, you putting somebody in a bad position. Like, I get that. But from a business standpoint, you know what I'm saying, if I'm able to kind of increase the revenue and then lower my overhead, what business person wouldn't go for that?
Let's go into the next one because again, I went on a tangent right there. But this came close to the house, so I had to speak on it. But it's real though.
Yeah.
And I'm already game
sneaky. Be careful of this Zillow mandate if you're buying a home. Zillow agents are forced to make buyers use Zillow Mortgage. So when you go on Zillow and there's a property you want to see, and you push that button, Zillow refers you to a Zillow Flex or Zillow Preferred agent. They don't work for Zillow, but for Zillow to keep sending them more buyers, Zillow takes 40%, and Zillow wants to send 10% of the buyers to Zillow Mortgage. What does it mean for you? Imagine if you're part of that 10% that real estate agent has to send to Zillow Mortgage. It's like sending a sheep to get slaughtered. Higher rates, higher fees. You might not know that, but the agent is pushing you so hard because if they don't get more business. Be careful out there. As Zillow takes more market share, they're going to start increasing the amount of buyers they want from their agents. So if you are using them, be careful. But for those of you guys who are buying a home today, here is the nationwide average mortgage interest rates. Remember, these rates are just a ballpark. Give your lender a call so you can get an accurate quote.
So this is dissect that. What he's saying is that, I don't know if you're aware, Zillow changed up the way they give out these leads. Now they're letting you pay them, off of the once you close, but they're taking 40%. Also, like I said, you gotta send 10% of your business to Zillow Mortgage. They got a mortgage company now. But I think this is them starting to trend towards the future. You know what I mean? So if they can figure out an app, because what's going to happen is they're going to say this is red line, and I'm pushing you towards this. I'm steering. I'm all this stuff. So a bot can't steer. But they figuring out the they fine tuning the algorithms to come on an app or website, get an agent. Agent. Prepare the contracts or whatever. A bot could do all this stuff as well. The only thing is they are showing, but you don't need really nobody to show you because you can they got the technology now. You can have a subscription where you put your phone, boop, boop, and open it. And you can have these temporary codes, boop, boop, open the door and you go and look in yourself. So showing agent going to be going as well. I don't need nobody. All I need is the super. So that's gone. So it's going to be that. I mean, you're going to have some, it's still going to be about 10 years out because everybody's going to have to get on board. Some people got keys and all this stuff here.
Correct.
But eventually you're going to have locks to where you don't even need the super. They ain't going to have keys no more. They're going to have touch pads. So all you need is the code. Boop, 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 boop. Go in there. You take a look. You show yourself. You look at the properties yourself.
Yep.
Ready to do the contract? You press yes. I'm ready to do the contract. They fill everything that you want out. The bots do.
Yep.
The mortgage, all right, I put you a mortgage in. I'm going to go ahead and look at all these different banks and get you the best, spit out the best rate. You accept which one you want. Bam. And go from there. So that's where it's coming to. It's going to be apps. And you do everything. It's going to be do it yourself. Because they think about it. They don't trust. A lot of people, especially they don't know you, they don't trust you. Right now, it's still going like off of the old school referral system. Hey, man, here goes your loan officer. Right. How long, especially with these new Gen Z, where everything's impersonal, that's going to be of value to anybody? That's not going to be valuable anymore. Coming up soon with this new generation, the generation that's coming out after this one, they were born online.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So me saying, hey, how let this person? That's not going to be valuable. They don't trust you. They go, I want all the data.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to figure that out like ChatGPT. All right, this is the best bank. Go with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's just the way the industry is going. You know what I'm saying? Now they're working on technology to integrate, and like you say, you know what I'm saying, to where it's you're going to be able to do everything yourself. One of my partners is an agent for Redfin, you know what I'm saying, and they have this whole system set down where, you know what I'm saying, all you got to do is pop in the address, and after you pop in the address, what purchase price you want, and it automatically fills out the contract and everything for you, and then submits it over to the actual client. They log into the portal, they go ahead and sign off on it. So they're already starting the whole, you know what I'm saying, it's just progressing, you know what I'm saying? So they already have stuff, you know what I'm saying, that they're working on to make this thing automation. And then, you know what I'm saying, you know, they're doing the self-showing and stuff now, you know what I'm saying? But as time progresses, it's going to get more and more popular. More companies is going to start to do that. And then next thing you know what I'm saying, agents aren't going to be needed, or the services that they provide are going to change. Right. Whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really can predict the future. We can just see that things are changing, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't change, you're going to get rolled over.
Well, that's another thing. You know, you heard about the Texas, the actual $10,000 surety bond that you need to call on people. So and the text and all that stuff. So that's changing. So all of this is changing up. Apps is going to be the way to go, where people opt into these apps.
Yep.
So if you ain't got an app, how you going to get business? How you going to, besides for meeting them in person?
Mm-hmm.
So that cold calling is going to be gone. That cold calling is virtually gone right now. Nobody doing nobody doing that no more. And then they trying to get rid of all these dollars, and then they get rid of the text. So how you gonna find business?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So on a lighter note, I got a couple. Let's go and light it up a bit. Make a bring a little funny skit, man. I wonder if you do a lot of the voluntary. You got the two sons, right? Your two sons, right? Is this you? Let's go ahead. I just wanted to run this.
Hey, son, I see everyone wearing the white jersey. I thought you said you was wearing black today. Please tell me you brought white jersey. God, boy, your coach said he got another jersey for you. Put these pants on. Come on. Hey, Jordan. Hey, go give me a tackle. Jordan. Yo, the bitch go get in the game. Exactly, son. God damn it. Pay $50 for 2 drops. Go! Run! Go! He's behind you! Go! Run! He's behind you! Hey, let me get 2 hamburgers and a new Gatorade. Bro, you're not thirsty. You're not tired. Get your butt back up and get in that game. Boy, not eat them hamburgers today, boy. Jordan! Put that drink down, go back to your team. Son, I'm gonna keep it short with you. Find another way home. Jordan, if you don't beat me home, let's action 200 push-ups. Hey, son, I see everyone wearing.
That's funny.
Is that y'all, man? Y'all be.
Look, dog, that ain't me. Hey, look, I done seen some dads like that. Right. That ain't me though. No, that ain't me.
Them boys be serious, huh?
Hey, look, man, there's some dads out there that live vicariously through them kids, man. You know what I'm saying? They want them kids to be all-stars. So you know what I'm saying? They can get that big check. Right. They invested in their kids so they can get that big check when they get to college.
Right, for sure.
So I done seen that so many times. It's crazy.
I imagine so they own them. You know what I mean?
Look, if you haven't seen it, go to an AAU game or a Pop Warner football game. You gonna see it.
Right. For sure. That's what I say. You know, them boys being tense. Let's keep on a lighter note, man. I like this one right here. I like this one.
Y'all. Okay, so I bought my man a car. He sold his 72 Chevelle, so he flew to Pittsburgh to do some negotiation for a 70. The seller wasn't budging on the price, so he flew back home feeling pretty defeated, but Big Mama stepped in. Once he told me he was unable to get the price down to where he wanted to, he's extremely disciplined in budgeting. He always sets a budget for the things that he wants, whether big or small. He would not go over it regardless of the price. He gives very much so discipline. But my man does his big one when it comes to me. He makes sure his household is straight. So I said what he wants, he shall have because he deserves it. So I got in communication with his dad and sent him the rest of the money to close the deal. And just like that, we got the Chevelle. As you can see, he was super surprised. He was so happy, but anything to make this man smile. As hard as he works, I want to make sure he plays even harder. The Proverbs 31 woman in me wants to let me show him that I am his better half as well as his helpmate. So I step in wherever I need to. So to the man who is my best friend, the man that is my better half, the man that makes sure I live my best life, you are deserving. And as long as his breath in my body, I'm going to fulfill every desire. Enjoy your new toy, Dada. Hey y'all. Okay.
That's all right, right?
That sucker clean.
Yeah.
That sucker is clean. I see why he wanted that joint.
All right. Shit, I wish I had shit, buy you a car, man. That's the thing is, was it his money though? Was it his money or our money?
Well, for what it sound like, it's hard to tell. She said, right. I sent his pops the rest of the money. You know what I'm saying? So maybe pops was gonna buy it for him. I have no idea. It's just what it sounded like.
Yeah,
but regardless,
when it got to that point,
regardless of the fact she's a keeper.
Right.
That's for certain. Because you got a whole bunch of them out here be like, you can't get it. Oh well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Sucks. Right. Sucks for you.
You need to be spending that on me anyway.
Correct. You need to be spending it on me, you know what I'm saying, and let me go get my nails done and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying. The fact that she was able to even just acknowledge a man, you know what I'm saying, in the role that he plays in the household, I think that's a lost art, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I think a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, work hard and do all the other stuff and they get no gratitude for it.
Right. Well,
like none shown.
That's why I clipped that thing in there. Not only was it a feel good clip, but that's the part where Kevin Samuels came, you know, at the time he did. I didn't know we were supposed to be treated like that. Again, I know we talked about this a while back about I didn't know how I was supposed to be treated till I got to college and started getting around other nationalities and stuff like that. I didn't even know this type of stuff was possible.
Existed. Right.
Yeah. So we've been abused so long and mistreated. We didn't know this is how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Kevin Samuels brought all that to the table, like, nah, you know, we really the prize. You know, you really need to start setting your standards. This what you need to demand, and they need to start putting up. They got to work hard to keep you just like you work hard to keep them. It's supposed to be 50, you know, not 50-50 as far as the bills, but it's supposed to be a mutual
admiration. It's supposed to be a partnership. It's what it's supposed to be.
But we was always taught the Pepe Le Pew. We supposed to chase. And that ain't the way it's supposed to go. If she don't look at you like you look at her,
it ain't gonna last.
It ain't gonna last. Because it's always about what you could give for her. So but I didn't notice. See, my uncles and my pops ain't sat me down and taught. All they was chase. They didn't break this down. Me listening to Kevin Samuels, I get it, but I could do that on those type of terms.
Yeah.
Not chase, and I'm trying to chase and try to make somebody happy that ain't never gonna be happy. So it's a lose. So that's why I'm out on that note.
It's all about the mindset of an actual woman, you know what I'm saying, and how she was raised. And I think a lot of that stuff kind of shows, you know what I'm saying, throughout the relationship. But I think for a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, shit, you know, we completely forget about all the fucked up shit that she does in her head just because the ass is fat.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to look beyond that, especially when you talk about making this your partner, somebody that you want to go to life with. It's nothing worse than, you know what I'm saying, you having a partner and they sitting there looking at you struggling, you know what I'm saying? They just like, well, you need to figure it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
And I like the fact she understands his pleasure point. Like, you know, I like cars my damn self. So you know, you don't know what it means to get, you know, get that car. That's like getting that purse to you, or to getting that wedding, get that, you know what I'm saying? That type of level of importance it is for what the car.
Correct.
So
Correct.
just because it's not important to you, that don't mean it's not important to me.
Right.
You got what I'm saying? So everybody got they different points. But I'm gonna let's piggyback to the next one as well. But I didn't realize that level of appreciation should be there. You know, until I started listening to Kevin Samuels and he started breaking it down from all different angles and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and rock this next one.
While you pulling that up, here's the other thing too, is that it's reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? So like she did a video with her giving him the car, guarantee he did something for her as well in return.
Right.
We're thriving because of you. Like, I'm able to get a new phone because of you. I'm able to go get my eyes tested and get new glasses tomorrow because of you. I'm able to have somebody come in here and clean because of you. I'm able to make a meal for not just our family, but Crystal and Brad because of you. Like, you're not just keeping us afloat, you're driving us. And I appreciate you so much. Like, you, the way you lavish your love on us is insane. Like, you take such good care of us. You are such an incredible provider. And I don't just mean financially. Like, you're an incredible provider for our family. Like, I had expectations of what you were going to be like, and you have far surpassed them. Like, I am overwhelmed with what a great provider you are for our family. I am so blessed, and I'm so grateful that you're my husband. I just want you to know that. Okay? Thanks. I just love you so much.
We don't see that a lot. Some good Monday motivation. And let's just be honest. Is that too much to ask, ladies? We see all this talk down, money, money, money. Here it is. You see it with your eyes. They're not the biggest, baddest mansion. It's not the healthiest of our relationships, but the appreciation level is phenomenal. I'm just saying. Salute to them, man. Peace and love.
I love it, man. Hey, I love it anytime that stuff like that gets highlighted. Because you know what I'm saying, some of that videos is what's needed to actually change the mindset of some of these women out here.
Right. Right. You see
Instead
a lot
of some of these other videos, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not doing no McDonald's. I'm above, BJ's or Outback Steakhouse. I'm not doing no man that does that and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff gets great to see stuff like this get.
I can't
put things into perspective.
Right. So, yeah, man. I wanted to say this before I go off on
Your
this.
volume off, B. Your volume off.
Hold on.
Can't hear you.
What about now? What about now?
Nope.
1, 2. Huh?
Still off.
Hold on a second.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Well,
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm showing that I'm playing. I'm in 1, 2, 1, 2. It might be you.
Nope. Still can't hear you.
Hold on a second.
Still can't hear you. Let me see. Okay. I got you, B. I got you.
You hear now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but what I was, because I'm showing green flashes, so that means that I'm actually you can hear on out there. But I wanted to say this: don't forget that the biggest business decision that you can make is your partner. Is if you want to get married and who you get married to. Mm-hmm. We got to start, making the decision based on that long term as well. Just like we talk about business long term and what's the long term play. That's what the person that breathes in your face every night, is a super long-term play, and that influences your mental, your bandwidth. So one of the things that Kevin Samuels did is made me re-evaluate how I looked at that. So it got to be mental health and encouragement over everything, your peace. So we looked at it like, I just want the baddest. I want the baddest. You know what I'm saying? I like the looks and stuff, but a lot of them looks be poison underneath. So I gotta reimagine. You look at that couple. They're not like you said, like not the healthiest couple, but you like those who like you.
Right.
It gotta be. It gotta be. I don't know. I don't want to get to that. I don't know if I can, but I gotta have something. But it might not be the baddest on the show. However, it's the most. It's the most helpful and the most appreciative mind frame, and the most. I think that's what we need to choose partners on, as opposed to just the physical. And that changed. That's one of the things that Kevin Samuels changed me up as well. You know what I mean? So shout out to him.
Man, I think, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about healthy, I think it would be taken in different perspectives, you know what I'm saying? I think the one thing is, like, health-wise, yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily the healthiest relationship. But when you talk about emotionally and supportively, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's the healthiest I've seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, to show the appreciation of your partner. We get into the everyday routine of always doing this stuff. I do this for my family. I do this for my family. I need to support the family. I need to, you know what I'm saying, provide for the family, or whatever the case may be. It's just like any other human being. Just a man, you know what I'm saying, needs to hear that appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again. It's not something that you have to do every day, but every now and again, just let me know my efforts don't go unseen. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Somebody busting their ass and giving their all out there on the field, you know what I'm saying? On the football field or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because we in football season now. If they giving it, man, it means the world to say to coach, man, I see you working hard. I see you working hard. Keep grinding. You ain't got to give a whole speech, but just to show a little bit of appreciation goes a long way.
Right. We were so in the blind, I didn't even know that. I thought that was mandatory. I didn't know that was something to be appreciated for. You know what I mean?
I think it's highlighted so much where, you know what I'm saying, men are shitted on so much, you know what I'm saying? I think when you see that stuff, you know what I'm saying, you can appreciate it, because when they talk about, you know what I'm saying, the whole cliche, you know what I'm saying, you don't necessarily know it's bad, you know what I'm saying, until you see better. Right. Like, you start to see that, you're like, okay, well, look, you know what I'm saying, there is better out there, you know what I'm saying? The same way you talk about it. I didn't even realize, you know what I'm saying, this happened, because in a relationship, you expected one thing until you actually got to college, and you was just like, well, damn, this can happen in a relationship. This could be in a relationship. And now, once you experience that, hell, I don't want nothing else. I don't want to go back to that shit.
It's hard to go back. But let's go into the next one. Again, I got a few, so keep it rolling.
He says, I genuinely believe that a lot of men go broke trying to meet the requirements of a woman. Most men go broke trying to meet the requirements of a woman. A lot of the times, women volunteer. A lot of men resources. Look at most cases. I don't meet men that always want to go out to eat. That's mostly women. Most men do not want to go to the mall and go shopping. It's a fact. It's mostly women. More women want to travel, so the man always try to accommodate the woman. If you said that we had a simple life, a lot of men could meet the requirement of manhood. The issue is a lot of men cannot meet the requirement of manhood because a lot of women carry very materialistic beliefs and ways. Therefore, only hurting the man because the men are not considerably men because they do not meet the criteria of what she would like materialistically. So therefore, if you eliminate her materialistic ways and you say we have shelter, we have a car, and we have food, and my kids have somewhere to call home, I think he's meeting the requirements. Now, you don't want that one multiple vacation. A vacation is a luxury. It's not a necessity. Most cases, I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, so it goes piggyback into what I'm saying. Like, that was the mind frame that I'm in. All right, in order for me to get a top-notch dime, I got to be doing this. I got to provide this. And that's bad business planning, because it's almost like it goes to the prior clips. If you're not investing in yourself, personal development, or back to business, you're spinning your wheels. Yep. So a woman could be a distraction too. And that was my mind frame for so long. That's why I said, hell no, I wasn't getting married. However, when Kevin Samuels came, he showed me a better way. Like, all right, you can have a woman that's supportive and appreciate the final, hey, I got shelter, I got a new phone, I got this, and be appreciative of what you give her. They all people out there like that. But my mind frame was, all right, the same way we talking about this all kind of relates, is that, hey, I got to show success. I got to have the big house. I got to have the bad chick. I got to have this. And all that stuff is for what? I got this bad chick. I really don't like her. She really don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
And I'm killing myself trying to keep her happy.
And I'm killing myself trying to keep her with me. You know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of stuff for other people. It's about if she make you feel good, because again, this is your business, this is your partner. Don't forget, marriage is business. If she make you feel good, damn what everybody else say. If she's supportive of you, damn what everybody else say. And this is one of the most important decisions that you can make as a businessman.
Facts. The business of life. You know
exactly.
So it's go ahead.
No, so it all relates to like it's that bad chick almost equivalent to that Bugatti.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you need it?
That's a luxury item.
That's a luxury
Not
item.
necessity.
Right. So I had to reevaluate my thinking. Like, yeah, I like the best of the best. However, I might rent that Bugatti. I don't know if I want to buy that Bugatti.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But that just goes to being able to pick the right partner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think for a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, they get blinded by the shallow stuff. And
Right.
they pick a partner, you know what I'm saying, just because they look good, just because she look good on my arm. You know what I'm saying? And our goals are not aligned. Her goal is to suck as much money as possible out of me and not help at all. You know what I'm saying? It's only just to be solely just on me and then not be supportive at the same time. But she looked good on my arm. So you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I signed up for this. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kill myself trying to get it done. And I think, you know what I'm saying, it's the exact reason why, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these guys end up going broke. And when they go broke, you know what I'm saying, that woman is gone. So then you spent all that money and damn near killed yourself, put yourself probably in an unhealthy situation. You probably stressed out and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, and knocked years off your life for what? Just for her to be gone at the end of the day? And then if got kids, possibly dragging you through the mud on child support and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. You have to get somebody that's on your same wavelength. If we're gonna be business, we're gonna do this business thing together, I need you to be with me. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that's gonna ride with me. You know what I'm saying? We gonna succeed together, we gonna fail together. And if we fail, you know what I'm saying, I don't need to be like, see, you dumb, you this, that, and the third. I told your ass, da-da-da-da-da. Nobody wanna hear that. I need to hear a partner, you know what I'm saying, that's with me, like, hey, look, that didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Let's go figure out the next move and let's make it happen. That's the idea of a healthy relationship, a relationship that a guy wants, not just somebody that's gonna look good on the arm, sucking the light blood out of you.
But let's not, just like good business opportunities, that's not that far out there. I mean, that's not out there. Let's be all the way 100.
What's not out there?
The partners like that. You know, a lot of is materialism, keeping up with the Joneses.
It is, but it's a. I mean, you know what I'm saying, we seen some videos. It's some supportive people out there. It's some supportive partners
they're out there, but like, it's not the mainstream. It's not the norm. So, and again, it's so nil. It's so small. I didn't know it existed.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it all the way around. It's so small of a group. I didn't know. I thought it was Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. I used to say that all the time. Like, I ain't gonna base my life on Bigfoot and the Loch. I still hadn't seen it. I still hadn't seen it in my real life. I've seen it on video now. So, and I've heard Kevin Samuels talk about it. So it makes me believe that it is out there. However, I've never seen one in real life. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not still. Again, I'm open to it, but I hadn't seen one. You feel what I'm saying? So I'll leave it like that. Let's go ahead and run this next one.
Yes.
Why do you have another bank account that I don't know about with $47,000? We've been struggling. What's up?
That's for a rainy day.
A rainy day? The last 7 months was a rainy day. I'm laying on a car note and I barely have enough to pay rent.
That's on you.
So let me get this straight. My money's for everybody in this house, for the kids, for the groceries, for your nails, your hair, your toes done, the car, the house, everything. But your money is just for you?
Yes.
I can't. I'm here struggling, picking up extra shifts, got another job at the warehouse, doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, and you gonna do this to me? You got $47,000. It's been a rainy day, so you can't help me out? You got me. Whoa, what's wrong?
You're yelling at me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You made all these promises when we got married. You said you was gonna buy me a house.
I know. Hey, I'm sorry.
It's just.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Come here. I'm sorry.
And you're just worried about my little money that I'm saving for a rainy day.
Little money? You got $47,000.
Stop the cap.
See, look, we about to go to the bank. You got to help me pay some of these bills, all right? Come on, let's go.
Fine.
Yo, babe.
Yes.
That switched quick. I said that switched up quick.
Right. I mean, it's a skit, but I like the message behind it. But that's how it's been, man. That's how I thought it was. Like, you know, you on your own. If you and I've lived it, you know, I've had the dime pieces. As soon as I slipped up a little bit, lost a job or something, I was on my own. I had about 2 weeks to find something.
Yep.
So he had a couple of months. Shoot, that was a long time. I ain't get not one chance to rebound before it went down quick. So, but I thought that's how it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but somebody stick with your groove long term. That's a blessing. That's why that's why the Bible says if you find a wife, then you find it a good thing. But she already got to be a wife. You can't turn her into a wife.
You got that right. You got that right. But I mean, you know what I'm saying, it's sad because you know what I'm saying it is a skit, but it's real life for a whole bunch of guys.
A whole bunch of people.
A whole bunch of people out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's actually living that. And it's unfortunate because you know what I'm saying, how you expect to grow like that? You know what I'm saying? So if something happens, you know what I'm saying, where she's out of there, you know what I'm saying, she's out of there with her 47,000.
Well, I had something similar. Shit. I was with, she had back in the now this is 24 years ago. Shit, she had like $5,000-$6,000 in her account. Just lost my job. She ain't pay any bills. You know what I mean? So like shit, I've been through the same thing, you know. So same thing, you know. Shit, they money.
Yeah. See the writing on the wall. Look, I done seen it so many times. Many times.
They money. That's why they bounce back. They got that extra strategy. Anytime you mess up, that's their money to bounce. You know. I think I was talking to my partner yesterday. Like, man, he hard head. You know, he might be watching this right now, so I ain't gonna go into his business. But shit, he hard head. You hit your head on the wall before you realize it's a wall right there.
Right.
So like shit, you know, just because it's a different broad don't mean the situation gonna be different. A lot of females, when they whole thing is when they see trouble, they gonna run.
Yep.
They're not gonna run to it; they're gonna run from it. So you expect them to stick with your groove. When you down, that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna bounce, especially with this Western minds, bro. You might well go to a different country where they more traditional, thick and thin type thing.
But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Before you put a ring on it, you know what I'm saying, there's many, many red flags, you know what I'm saying, that you just can't ignore. Because guarantee, you know what I'm saying, there was a whole bunch of situations that lead you to believe and lead you to know the type of person that you're dealing with.
Right.
Lead you to understand, you know what I'm saying, that if I make it in a bind, you know what I'm saying, I'm by myself on this shit. Right. Because guarantee, you know what I'm saying, there's always another situation, maybe not that exact situation, but there's another situation where you just hung out to dry. You know what I'm saying?
But don't forget that it's the mind frame. We don't know no better. A man taught to shoot his shot and go above, you know. So if you want to get that 10, No matter how the league is, it don't matter, and we don't. It don't matter the buying signals. And what Kevin Samuels told me, look at the buying signals. If she's not into you like that, I wish I'd have clipped this Ross thing. Ross had one. I might have it in there. But they was talking about how Ross girl like is showing like how she pushing away. Bro, she's not into you like that.
That's that body language.
That's that body language. You gotta be in style. It might be in here. I might have clipped it, but you gotta pay attention to that type stuff. If she ain't looking in your eyes and she all over the place, bro, like
she curl up when you touch her, you know what I'm saying? Like she don't want to be touched, that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
And I done had them, quick for me to take them out. All right, you want that little squeeze at the end of the night or something? They squirming and
yeah. It's like it goes back to where they say, you know what I'm saying, a picture tell 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just by the way she posed, you know what I'm saying, when y'all take a picture, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all taking a picture and she leaning away and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
I didn't have it all, but you got to pay attention to that stuff. We ain't pay attention. We just happy we in the game.
I got somebody look good on my arm. You know what I'm saying? My fella's like, oh, she bad. Da. Now you don't want to get rid of her. But now you know what I'm saying, you living in the dark. And you living shitty in the dark.
She getting a good free meal, man. You know what I'm saying?
A good free ride. Fuck a meal. She get a
meal.
good free ride.
Getting spoiled and you entertainment, man. You know? So attention. So you gotta learn the hard way, man. I mean, but let's go run this next one.
Yep.
Hello. And this message for everybody, even myself. We think we are better than our grandparents. And we're fucking not. We're not. Grandparents had an 8th grade education. They had 2 houses. You think you better than your grandma, ain't it? You go get a BBL. Your grandma is big boned. Yeah, BBL? You supposed to be big bone, bitch. Your grandma was married to your grandpa for 20 years. And when he died, she had a new man in 2 weeks. You think you better than her, huh? You're fucking not. You got a BBL and you can't keep a man. You think you better than your papa, huh? Your papa had 4 cars, 2 houses, and 2 families. You can't keep the same bitch on $100,000 salary. Grandma cooked with Lord, and they stayed alive to 90. You've been cooking with olive oil, and now you got cancer. You're not better than them. You're not. Papa was fucking until he was 90. Your dick stopped working when you hit 45, and now you're taking heart pressure pills. You're not. You're fucking not better than. We're not better than our grandparents. Papa was missing all his teeth. I got a bitch in my comment talking about my side too. Bitch, I'm not better than my grandparents. I don't give a fuck. He ate a tomato with a pocket knife and never got sick. Papa had 2 pair of overalls my entire life. And you want me to go to Saks Fifth Avenue to impress you? You have some fucking nerve. Grandma had an 8th grade education with an 800 credit score. She owned 3 houses from 3 different husbands. She knew how to play Monopoly. You up here complaining about 50-50. We're not fucking better than them. The boldness of your granddaddy having 2 fucking families making $10,000 a year. The fucking audacity that he kept 2 women, had kids every fucking where, and wasn't on child support. We're not better than them. We're not. We're fucking not.
That water must have been good as hell, or whatever that was he had in that jar.
Something about that ice make the drink taste better when the ice hit that glass or something. I don't know, I never did like ice and water. You know what I'm saying? Except when it hit that glass. So, but I mean, that is something that is interesting. Are we better than our grandparents? I mean, I know they laugh at us on a lot of things, communal stuff, togetherness. They did make a lot more out of little. Again, it's back to the materialism. Like, I think as the materialism ramp up, I think our quality of life ramped down, like, you know, as far as what we're able to do. You know, again, my grandfather same way, you know, rest in peace. He had 2 family. I got an uncle that I went to high school with. I didn't even know. You know, shit, we played on the same football team. I didn't even know that was my uncle. Till grandma died. You know, so but yeah, man, like I said, they was able to do a lot and shit. He had worked like 2-3 jobs at the plant, and he worked at the bowling alley, and he had his own business cutting lawns.
Yep.
And shit, we had the biggest house on the block.
You
know what I'm saying? And like I said, 2 families he took care of and shit. And, you know, I mean, we make $100,000 plus and shit. We still a couple of paychecks from, you know, struggling. You know, because shit, everything high. You know, it's $20, $30, $40 to eat. So I remember, like I said, he could, you know, you got $7.99, you got a 10-piece. Feed the whole family at $10. You know, so it's changed, man. Plus, you got these women, you know, like I said, my grandmother didn't want to do nothing until later in life besides play some bingo. She'll go, you know, to that Goodwill and get some of them clothes and stuff like that. You know, and make it look good.
Yep.
You know, she'll play, you know, later on she'll take $10 to go play bingo. But shit, they ain't had them high demands.
Yeah.
You know, and that high demand is a bankrupt. That's a bad business decision. You know, I know you want the baddie, but you got to reassess that baddie.
You ain't lying. I just think, you know what I'm saying, it was a different mindset, different era, different mindset. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have social media, so they didn't have the influence the same way, you know what I'm saying, the younger generation has, which is unfortunate and fortunate at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know, grandpa worked, and also, you know what I'm saying, worked on cars on his off time. You know what I'm saying? He was always doing something, you know what I'm saying, had something going on just to be able to provide for the whole family, to be able to have this big ass house sitting on an acre. You know what I'm saying? They did a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? The mentality was a little bit different. The commitment was a little bit different. It wasn't as easy back then, you know what I'm saying, to say, you know what I'm saying, nah, I'm running on to the next best thing down the street. How many grandparents we had, you know what I'm saying, where the pop stepped out, or the grandpa stepped out, or the grandma stepped out, or whatever, and they got these outside kids, but yet they still stay together. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's acceptable, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, the commitment for the actual marriage was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, we ran into a road bump. I may throw some dishes at you or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we here together. We're going to go do this shit together. And I think a lot of that is lost art now. If something happened, you know what I'm saying, so it's easy. Matter of fact, it ain't even got to be no outside child. It could be something as simple as we talking about as far as funds. You know what I'm saying? Somebody done lost their job. Now they on hard times. Now the other person is looking to jump ship. Man, I'm going to go somewhere else. The grass green on the other side.
Both of my grandfathers had outside kids. You know what I'm saying? They came once my grandmother passed on both sides.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, it was, that's how they got down back in their day. They had they side piece. That's how they had a whole other family. You know, so that's how they got down anyway. And grandma probably knew about it. Right. You know, because she used to, every time she fussed, she'd bring it up. You know, we just thought she was just, you know, talking shit, but but she was on the real. Come to think about it now, but you know, they still stayed together though.
Correct.
Now you know, you gotta, and this brings part, it goes right in line to what I'm talking about as far as business decision. Back then you could keep the legacy together because it was a different time. It was before divorce and all this stuff. Now the mind frame has shifted. You know, just like the technology when our business is gone, you gotta look 10 years down the road. Like, will you think the mind frame is gonna halt and reverse? No, it's gonna get progressively worse. So you gotta evaluate what you're doing as far as that business decision. Is it gonna? It's changed. It's not the 60s no more. So most likely you slip, you do something out of line, she gonna leave you. You're gonna probably have to start from scratch.
Correct.
You got to put that in your mind. You got to be realistic about this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, and that's another thing. We thought we we still stuck in the 60s and stuff. How we seen our grandpas do it, how we seen our dads do it. And it's a different era, different time. And we gotta look in the future, not look in the past. I know you're using that as a reference, but some of these things it was only applicable in that era.
Yeah. Correct.
It's gone.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm saying, when we talk about the past video that we looked at where he talks about reinvesting in yourself, I think that goes to many different aspects, especially when you talk about this. You have to understand, you know what I'm saying, you are the CEO of your life. If you got a buddy that's shady, you know what I'm saying, he always doing some stuff shady, in and out of jail and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, is that the person that you're going to sign up to be partners with in a business? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, marriage is a contract. Marriage is actually, you know what I'm saying, should be looked at in some respects as a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a partner that you want to go through with in life? Is that the partner that you want to open up this business with? Because when you open up a family, essentially that's what it is. It's a business. Because you know what I'm saying, you and your partner are working together to keep this business afloat, to keep this household afloat, to keep you out of the poorhouse. You know what I'm saying? To excel in life. So, you know what I'm saying? If a lot of people actually change their mindset to look at it that way, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people would look at their partner and be like, no, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, you the one that I want to go through the trenches with. I don't think you're going to be there. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, you the partner for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put a ring on it. But I don't think people look at it that way.
It's two things. It's two things. Let me take it from two, maybe three angles, but for sure two. Number one, we play pretendo. This is what I was getting on my partner for yesterday. You know that this ain't the ideal situation. However, you playing that role, you playing that game because it feels good. But there's real life. This is real life. It's your time. It's her time. Why play? We too old to play.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. We play in our teens. We play in our 20s. 30s, 40s, ain't all them games. That's what the females say. Them games. And there need to be time out for all them games.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You need to start saying what it is. This is what it is, and stop playing that role. So a lot of times we get caught up in the situations that we know it wasn't like that, and we wind up becoming like that, making us slipping up because we want to play that role. That's A. B. We don't want to wait. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have that discipline. Like, all right, like me, I'm gonna wait for the ideal situation before I pull that trigger. Mm-hmm. Some people like, all right, this is the best I'm gonna get.
Right.
Let me go and make the best out. And they settle. It's called settling down. Settling down. Why, when you win a lawsuit, you settle up?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm about to settle up this lawsuit, but you settling down. You're going down.
Yep.
So we settle, and you know it is not the ideal situation, but you're making a compromise, and it wind up coming back to bite you because you know this already.
Yep.
You know this. The third thing is we don't have the discipline. We let our needs conflate with real life. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we put our needs before the business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is. It's like, all right, I need this, and you putting this over everything else.
Uh-huh.
And you saying, F it. You know what I'm saying? I need this. I can't do without it. Whatever it is. Screw the business. I'm not planning on anything. Let's see where this goes.
Last point is, you know what I'm saying, cats just think with the wrong head.
That's what I'm saying. They're not thinking logically.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to think logically at all times in order to be, right on and exact. Let's go ahead this next one because I got a few left.
Yep.
Excuse me. Sorry to run up on you guys. My name's Jerry. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I like to basically interview other nomads. You know, I live here in Medellin, Colombia. I want to know how you guys go about making income.
I'm gonna let you handle this one. We're hoteliers. We do real estate, and we actually own this hotel.
How do you go into owning a property here? How do you go into owning a hotel?
It's a lot of work, man. I think the best thing for anybody looking to buy property here is you got to get connected first. It's not the same as the U.S. and Canada. It is a third world country with third world infrastructure. That's where the opportunities are as well.
And then I didn't get to ask you, where are you from?
I'm originally from Serbia.
So a Serbian guy owns a hotel in Medellin, Colombia. I didn't even know that was possible.
And he's from Nigeria.
What? For real? So tell us a little bit more about the process. Like, how were you able to go from moving to Medellin and then being able to own a hotel?
I mean, I've always been into real estate, always liked the luxury style Airbnbs. And when I came down here, I wanted to get into more Airbnbs. And my broker said, why don't you just buy a hotel? It's a way better asset. It's way safer. And I said, well, how am I going to buy a hotel? It's, you know, so much money and I can't get financing and I'm not a resident. He says, dude, if you get a hotel, you can actually get your resident visa because this is a business as well as real estate. And I thought, well, can I get other people this? He's like, yeah, for sure. So Bobby invested, got his cedula today.
I literally just came from picking it up.
And he's
I'm
a resident.
Paisa, full-time Paisa. So if anyone was interested in going and getting property or getting a hotel, would you suggest them doing it by themselves?
Never do it by yourself.
Yeah, I
never do it by yourself.
I would have never been able to do this without him and the team that he put together. So
it's very dangerous. You could lose a lot of money.
Hey, I'm ready to invest. What are the next steps?
So one of the steps is to have a chat with us and we can look at the projects that we have available and we can look at what your budget is and how much you're looking to get as a return. Do you want a quick return? Do you want something long term? Do you want a big payout or a balloon in the end? And we find the right investment for you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, it was nice to meet y'all.
You as well.
Hey, I need your number too, man. I'm about to I'm getting a hotel. Let's get it. Yo, hey guys, excuse me. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm kind of going down the road now. This is some of the ones that I have previously.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I mean, again, this is expanding your mind on different opportunities, man. It's just not the U.S. It's just not local. It's just not Houston. Just not Texas. There's opportunities all over the globe for to make money. If you limit yourself, that's how you limit your opportunities. You know, they got. Again, I would do my research before. You know, there's like I said, it is a third world country. So I was just going to go in there and dumping some money at something. You could mess around, lose your shirt. You know, but there's opportunities out there. And I want to say this before I yield the floor is that I'm echoed it. I said it last week, but I'm gonna say it again. Get with people that actually do that. They got people that do invest. Get out of your comfort zone and just asking your partners. A lot of your partners are gonna be dream killers. Get the people that do invest, expand your network, and get around investors that have money that's willing to get in with you. And then I like what he said: never go do things by yourself. Find a group of individuals. That's what the networking is for. A group of individuals that want to make that money. Understand the money is for to make other money.
Yep. The biggest thing to take away from that is, you know what I'm saying, number one, you have to ask the right questions. You just have to. A lot of people defeat themselves before they ever get defeated. He was actually able to say, okay, well, look, you know what I'm saying, talking to a broker, hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, how can I do this, that, and the third? You know what I'm saying? The broker is the professional. The broker can tell you how you're able to do this thing. It wasn't like he looked at a hotel, he was just like, man, I can't do this. This is just too much, you know what I'm saying, and just walked off. He asked the right people the right questions. They was able to give him the answers that he wasn't expecting. So then once he figured out that it's in reach, now it's just about tapping into your inner circle with like-minded people. So guarantee, you know what I'm saying, if he wasn't around, if he didn't have a circle of people or a group of people or whatever the case may be that shared the same interest as him, which is invested in making money, that he wouldn't have been able to pull that project together. So I think for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, it's just not defeating yourself, just asking the right questions. How can I do it? Like I go back to the book where Robert Kiyosaki had, you know what I'm saying, and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is kind of like, you know, financing 101 to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like the foundation of actual financial literacy is when he talked about, you know what I'm saying, you never just say, you know what I'm saying, I can't do. The question is, how can I do it? And I think that guy asked that question, and now he owns a damn hotel in another country, which he never thought about. And then now that hotel leads to other hotels, then leads to other hotels. Now you're talking about generational wealth. You're talking about changing the trajectory of not only your family, but the family below it, your grandkids, your great grandkids, whatever the case may be. So I think this was a perfect example to let people know that, you know what I'm saying, you can't defeat yourself. You got to get with the right people, ask the right questions. If he got with his dead buddies that always was pessimistic about stuff, I'd be like, man, that thing's too much, man. You're not going to be able to do that. And guess what he would have did? Oh, man, okay, you're right, man. That thing's probably millions and millions of dollars. I'm going to go somewhere else and do something else. You know what I'm saying? Try to look at a smaller investment. But when you get with the right people that answer the questions the right way, now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, the impossible becomes possible.
Right. All right. Let me hit this next one real quick.
Bitch, get your shit and get out of my motherfucking house.
If you ain't the cleanest man I ain't seen in Bronzeville, what is your name? Casanova Blue? I love this outfit, bro. Where you get it from? Can you explain it?
Hey, man, I just get it anywhere I go. I see shit I like, wherever I'm at, that's what it
Hey,
is.
let's play it, brother. I like that. I like that.
It's the beat, baby.
Hold on. Let me ask you more questions. Where you from?
I'm from the west side.
West side of Chicago. What you doing in Bronzeville today?
I live over here now.
Oh, you live in Bronzeville. How long you been in Bronzeville, sir?
I'm here about 4 years.
4 years?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me this. Do you like Bronzeville better than the west side?
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You might have to get you some free photos today?
Sure.
Let's do it. You see it's going to cost me? How old are you, sir?
I'm 60.
And what did you do for a living?
I've been in the street all my life.
You been in the street all your life?
All my life.
What's one thing that you see that's different in Chicago past versus now?
I've seen the black men lower their standards
You say you
to the point that they acting like black women.
Wow, that is deep.
That's what I see.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
You can see it for yourself. I see the men running around with their pants hanging off their ass. I see the women running around calling the men bitches and hoes, and they accept it. I see every time there be a disagreement going on, first thing she said, get your shit and get out of my motherfucking house. We ain't trying to get nowhere to stay of our own. We ain't trying to hold our own. What we doing is giving the power to her, and they misusing it. Who said that she's supposed to run something? God didn't make her before us, but they laid there and turned the game around. Now they want us to be she-men. No, this is not the way this shit go. Male then females. They turn into she-males, and the game is fucked up.
What's one thing you wish you could see in Chicago now versus how it used to be in the past?
Us unite as one.
Why aren't we united as one anymore?
Once they ran the man up out of the household, you did, mama can't raise no man. Mama can't make no man. You run the man out the household, the man got to survive, man. Wind up committing a crime, man. Go to jail just like they designed it, and the bitch take over, and then ain't nobody got a motherfucking thing. But disrespect coming from the top to the bottom. Bitch, get your shit and get out of my motherfucking house. Give me my keys. That ain't how this shit go. I got my own.
What's your name?
I'm Kevin Wallace.
Is there anything else you want to say to Chicago?
Keep your head up.
Straight like that. That's a G right there, man. See you around, brother.
Smooth.
Bitch.
Walked off smooth.
Right.
Oh yeah, he was a pimp.
Right, for sure. Yeah, man, this the comment on. I mean, I've been talking about that. The game got reversed up. It's out of order when anytime you know, just like a planet, it's spin a little bit out of orbit. It get earthquakes and everything like that. If you be in perfect alignment, everything will be all right. You know, once stuff get out of alignment, it gets chaos. So I think that, you know, he said, "Mama can't raise no man." We got a lot of mama raised men out here. You know, that's in their feelings, just like the women think emotionally. And from there, you know, like diamonds and like shiny things, and you know, from there we don't think logically. You know, we emotional, and from there you got chaos. They got to have that emotional in check. The emotional mind frame got to be in check somehow, and that's why we're the yin and the yang. And when the yin ain't yinging like it's supposed to yin,
yeah,
it gets topsy turvy. So you got to have that yin and the yang, that logic to keep that emotion in check, but you still have to have that emotion to make make that zeal, that flavor.
Yeah.
So it worked together.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think he hit on a whole bunch of good points. I do think the power is shifting. And that's a good thing and a bad thing in some respects. But I do think, you know what I'm saying, we got to get back to the point where we had a man back in the household, because a woman can't raise a man. There are some women that have done a good job, but you know what I'm saying, those are the exceptions, not the rules. I think the biggest thing, you know what I'm saying, is to be able to have the man in a life, and they've made it so easy for a woman to keep a man out of the child's life because they're upset. They're jealous, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? And I think, you know what I'm saying, we're seeing the repercussions of it. The world is changing.
Right. I don't know. I don't think I played. Did I play this last week? Stop me if I did, but this kind of goes perfect into this right here because this changed my mind. I spoke this clip about to my partner yesterday. Did I play this last
I
week?
wanted to take you on a first date. Would you want it to be something casual or fancy?
Casual.
Did I play this last week?
No.
All right. This clip kind of changed my perspective on something. I'm gonna go ahead and run it, and it got something to do with what we're talking about right now.
I don't really do dates. I don't like meeting new people. Ever since I got my heart broken once, never again. I don't go on dates.
Well, how did he break your heart?
He just beat me. That's it. He didn't let me go anywhere. He pistol whipped me. He broke all my phones. Okay.
How long were you with him?
3 years.
What gave you the courage to leave that situation?
I still talk to him and I still want to get back together, even though he did it he fucked every friend I had. He insulted me in every way. And I would still go back.
What's making it so hard to leave?
The dick and the love. And I'm just in love with everything. I'm crazy. I fell in love with everything about him. I would still want to be with him right now.
So you don't see that as a red flag in yourself that you're going after the asshole?
No, because my child, I would just say, growing up, I was shown love different. That's love to me.
But what makes you think you don't deserve better?
Because I haven't found it better. Well, I have, but I was still in love with him. I would still think about him 24. I don't know.
If I wanted to take you on a first date,
well, yeah, that changed my perspective on things. This what that revealed to me, that a lot of women, I won't say all because I don't know all. A lot of women, it's all about the full gambit of feelings. They want to experience everything. You know what I'm saying? It's about feeling, and that's why a lot of them leave, because that logic, that discipline, that routine, work, come home, work out is boring. It gets routine. It gets boring. And they want to shake things. That's why they want to go on vacation. They want to do this. They want this new thing because it keeps them like a little kid or something. Like keeps them entertained. Keeps them, So yeah, they want to feel something. And they got to feel something, and it's the full array of feelings over everything. So it's that full gamut of feelings. So she's still in love with the dude. Dude beat her, pistol whipped her, broke the phone, banged all her friends. But it's that feeling. It made her feel that's like it's dangerous. Ooh, they want to feel all that, and that's what happened when you ain't got the father figure to keep that in check. You need to tune that feelings to this, to building something constructive instead of destructive. But like she said, she hadn't been showing that. She was showing love in a different type of way. Mm-hmm. And she said that's love to her. So again, that energy is there, but unless it's molded and guided, it could be destructive. Just like the Force, just like Star Wars. The Force is the same for Vader or Yoda or Luke Sky. It's the same Force. It's all how you use it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that could be destructive. So we got this energy, that emotion could propel you to be great, or it could destroy you.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, you know what I'm saying, that the father wasn't in the household. And it very well could have been the father was in the household, but the father was, you know what I'm saying, destructive to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't rule that out, you know what I'm saying? Because there are some fathers, you know what I'm saying, that treat the girls a different type of way. She could have been beaten by a father, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. In this situation here, you know what I'm saying, I can only think that, I can only assume that, you know what I'm saying, the father wasn't in the household, and the guys that the mom dated beat her too. So when you see this as a kid, you know what I'm saying, you become to think, you know what I'm saying, this is what love is. You get this perception in your head, you know what I'm saying, of what love is, because that's what you've been raised up to see. So then now, you know what I'm saying, you live in your own life, you like, okay, well, look, he doesn't love me unless he beats me, type of situation. It's just a mental thing, you know what I'm saying, that kind of mess him up in the head. Now, when she talk about not finding better, you know what I'm saying, I think, when she finds somebody that actually respects her and treats her right, or whatever the case may be, it's going to be hard to go back to that situation. But I think as of right now, you know what I'm saying, she's just broken. And until, you know what I'm saying, somebody comes along and fixes her, she's going to forever be chasing that high, chasing that dramatic situation where she's trying to chase a man and trying to get a man to love her the way that she wants to be loved.
Right. I mean, yeah, man, it's a gambit of different feelings, man. And I think it has to be guided. That's why I'm still on a traditional mind frame. I think, contrary to what you said earlier, I think, there's some good, some bad. I don't see much good coming out of coming from reversing the natural order stuff. I think, we had things in place for thousands of years because it worked. So, I hadn't seen too much good. I see a lot of chaos coming out, and I see a lot of women suffering based on the results that they wanted. You wanted this. You wanted equality. You wanted egalitarian society, and this what comes along with it. So they have more and more females that's single, females that that's unhappy. They said the depression rate has gone through the roof. They said partly social media, compared, looking at the job, but looking at the next door neighbor, that's part of it. But part of it is that a lot of them chose career over family. And I think still a family is what fulfills that nurturing aspect is still innately in a woman. So she wake up, she 50 with no kids, the eggs scramble, and it's too late. She really want that family. She got all that bank account can't keep her warm at night. That bank account can't look in her eyes and say he love her.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So you got that career, you chose that career. Everything comes at a cost. And Kevin Samuels said the same thing with that too. Like, that's what he said. Like, y'all chase the career. Y'all going, like he said, danger zone. Y'all wait till 35 and stuff like that. By the time that's geriatric presidency, y'all waiting too late to find a man. And then other nationalities going to college to find a man. So that's what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Let's go ahead and click this next one real quick.
All right.
Shit is crazy, right? Tyreek Hill was married for 17 months, not even 2 years, and he's like he's been married for life, right? Fellas, let me ask you, why would you ever walk into a system this rigged? 17 months of marriage, that's it, and now Tyreek has to pay over $500,000 up front, plus $20,000 to $50,000 every month in support. He's on a hook for attorney fees, and she gets to stay at the $5.5 million condo that he bought. Went from an average lifestyle to millionaire overnight. Not off of touchdowns, not off of sweat, not off of sacrifice, but off divorce papers. And she's not stopping at child support. She's chasing alimony, lifestyle upgrades, boss chick funding, all off a man who built his empire on the field. Question: why should a man pay a lifetime price for a 17-month mistake? You dudes got to be like Steven Jackson, right? He dropped $400,000 on a wedding, but when his bride refused to sign the prenup, he walked away. No signature, no marriage, period.
You see, he understood a prenup isn't a threat, it's protection. If she's afraid of the paperwork, she's not afraid of losing love. She's afraid of losing access. This is why men are losing. You grind for decades, then lose half to someone who wasn't even there when you built it. And here's the truth nobody wants to say. Modern women have become more deceptive. Alimony, child support, custody battles, these aren't just for survival anymore. They're tools to build a boss chick lifestyle. Designer bags, condos, trips, funded by the man she left. That's not family, that's finesse. And let's not talk about paternity. Up to 125 men are unknowingly raising kids that aren't theirs. Imagine working your whole life just to find out that your legacy belongs to another man. That's robbery. And yet, women who commit paternity fraud face no punishment. And I gotta ask you fellas, is marriage even worth it anymore without protection? So here's the truth. Marriage without a prenup and kids without DNA testing is suicide for men in 2025. Protect your empire or you're not building a legacy. You financing hers. But this shit is crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's some heavy points.
I mean, just like with any business, would you invest without a contract in place? Would you go into business without a partnership agreement? Would you everything needs paperwork? Why not? This is one of the most important business decisions that you can make. Why not have protection? Especially if you're already a made man. It just makes sense. I don't understand the Travis Hunters of the world. It's not feasible in 2025.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't care how you slice it. It's business, especially if I got all these assets. If we don't plan, I don't get that. Yeah, you plan on us breaking up? If you don't plan on us breaking up, it shouldn't. This wouldn't even come into play. So why you got a problem with signing it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a problem with signing it because you obviously got some other motives. You must plan on us breaking up.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Here's the thing, I'm saying, a lot of people have an issue with tough conversations. They run away from tough conversations. And the fact of a prenup, I'm saying, when you're planning a wedding or, I'm saying, when you don't propose to somebody, it becomes a tough conversation that a lot of people just don't want to have. But, I'm saying, they end up paying in the end. And then hindsight 2020, man, I should have got a prenup. But the thing is that, I'm saying, how many times are you going to bump your head against the wall, I'm saying, when you've seen somebody else make that mistake come before you? Many athletes, I'm saying, have made that mistake before with many athletes before them have made that same mistake. You mean to tell me you don't have an OG in your head, but like, man, look, you need to get that prenup. I know for sure Prime told him he needs to get told Travis Hunter he needs to get that prenup, and he chose not to because cats get blinded by love, and they get blinded by the simple fact they don't want to have that tough conversation.
Right.
So, I'm saying, they lead themselves down to a financial ruin, and they figure, oh man, well, if I lose it, I'm saying, I can get it back. I'm gonna play. But what happened if you don't play forever? What if happened, I'm saying, if you just get that one contract and then you get injured and then, I'm saying, it's a wrap. Now, I'm saying, you left to try to make that money work, and then she runs off with half of it.
Right.
It's not a good feeling, I'm saying, but that goes back to what we're talking about, where you need to run your life like a CEO. And I'm saying, in order to run your life like a CEO, you need to make sure your business is protected and your business is you.
Right.
Make sure she's still good. I mean, I'm saying, Michael Jordan done set up, he wasn't making that same mistake. When he got married, he had things set in place. I'm going to make sure that you're good for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't touching my money. You ain't touching my empire that I done built by myself. And now you want to come in on the tail end and take half? No, we ain't doing that. Because I love you, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to make sure you straight. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get your salary per year, whatever the case may be. You're going to get additional money for the child per year, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I got to protect myself and protect my legacy.
Right. I mean, this is business, man. And this is what it is. I got 3 more Let's go ahead and run it. I want to end it on a positive note. So I got the LeBron. I don't know if you've seen that LeBron speech, but I'm gonna run that last. But let's run this one right here. And then this kind of it's on the same note. Let it play out first. I know you're gonna it kind of twists on to something else, but it relates, and I'm gonna break it down how it relates. You feel what I'm saying?
All right.
So let's run this. I know this is Potter. This is food for y'all blue boys, but you know what I'm saying? Let me go. Let me go ahead and run it.
There's a wealth gap. I'm just saying I'm sick of you saying that it's all white people's fault. Okay, I've never said it's all white people's fault. I've talked to you about slavery. Yeah, slavery like 200 years ago. I hear a disagreement.
What's going on?
There she is. Hey, misinformation.
Hey, misinformation.
I'm just saying it's ridiculous that we're still blaming white people for the wealth gap and acting like slavery is the only reason that Black people have less money and less education today.
You're going to get punched in the mouth one day. I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to smile. Okay, I'm going to turn this into a visual because something tells me that will help. 1865, post-Civil War. White man, we'll call him Whitey, inherits the farm from daddy. He's not rich, but he's got enough. It's a good life. 1900s, Whitey's son applies for a low-interest bank loan. Is he approved? Absolutely. He's a white guy. He expands the farm. He passes that land and savings to his kids. 1945, Whitey's grandson comes home from World War II. He uses that GI Bill to build a brand new home. Property value appreciates steadily. 1975, Whitey's great-granddaughter inherits the home. Her parents paid for her college through their own savings. She and her husband don't have to worry about buying a primary home, so they invest in the stock market and a second property. 2005, Whitey's great-great-grandson inherits the home plus investments. Real estate equity, retirement savings, it's a good life. Now we'll look at the same timeline, but a Black man. We'll call him Blackie. What's wrong with you? What? You called the white guy Whitey. Why wouldn't we call the Black guy? We'll call him Isaac. Post-Civil War, he's free. He owns nothing. 40 acres and a mule? No. No land, no money, no inheritance. Sharecropping traps him in an endless cycle of debt. 1900s, Isaac's son inherited nothing. He'd be denied for any bank loans. He's excluded from many job sectors, Jim Crow laws. It's not a good life. 1945, Isaac's grandson comes home from World War II. He fought for our country, your country, but he's excluded from the GI Bill. Why? He's Black. Redlining excludes him from buying a home in any of the appreciating neighborhoods. Limited opportunity. 1975, Isaac's great-grandson comes home from Vietnam. Denied the GI Bill. Why? He's Black. He rents for the remainder of his life. 2005, Isaac's great-great-grandson has inherited nothing. But he did get into college. He has massive student debt. And the Great Recession is just around the corner. So in summary, Whitey's family has passed down hundreds of thousands of dollars through each generation in land, homes, investments. Isaac's family, though, despite working hard and serving in the exact same wars, has nothing. I guess that's all. Okay, whatever. But why can you say Whitey and not my God?
Hey, y'all seen it?
All right, so let me break this down because I don't want to get it. I mean, we can get into the racial aspect, but I want to take the it is what it is aspect and build from there. What I mean by that is that, yes, a lot of us was inherited nothing. We didn't inherit nothing. So what that means is that we got to play even smarter and even harder because now we're starting to have access and we got to make better decisions and more refined decisions than our grandparents did. Because again, we got this opportunity. We one of the first generations to have certain opportunities. All these starting to come together. So we can't play games. We should be even more on the fine line with these prenups, making good business decisions, financial planning, because we have access to all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So we should play even harder for, like Jay-Z said, I'm going hard for what they did to the coal crush. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we should play with that mentality. That's another reason why I sacrifice I'll put that happiness or that need to the back burner because I know, all right, all this come together. I got to go hard for the next generation. So if it means me putting that box to the side for a minute or having that on piece that I know I could go ahead and make that sacrifice because I got to make this shot. I'm 24 on Team Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's meant to be is up to me. So I don't have the luxury of messing with a dime piece and going off and have to build myself back. I did that early and I learned. I had to get the smelling salt. All right, I can't do too many of these. I can't fumble the ball too many times if I expect to win. Don't turnovers lose the ball game.
Yep, it do.
So I can be fumbling too many times. You see what I'm saying? So I'm 24-8 on Team Dixon. I got to make that shot. So I ain't got the luxury because we ain't had shit.
Right.
So that's how I want to take that angle. But I go ahead. I know y'all want to talk about the racism and all that. We blame the victim. We got it now though. Let's go ahead and make that shot.
Yeah. I let you have that.
What you mean?
I let you have that one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was in a lot of respects, you know what I'm saying, it makes 100% sense the way she broke it down that way, where we didn't have the generational stuff to pass down. But in some respects, to agree with you, you know what I'm saying, is that, in now we do have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of opportunities to excel. We have a lot of opportunities to leave stuff to our younger generation, but we don't. So we can't necessarily use that as all the way as an excuse of why our kids can't do well or why our kids don't have a leg up, just because, you know what I'm saying, we have a lot more opportunities than we did back then. So you know what I'm saying, it's a great point, but you know what I'm saying, I'm kind of torn because it's a little bit of both excuses. Like it ain't 100%, you know what I'm saying, it's somebody else's fault.
Right. I mean, again, it's not really. Again, I don't have a whip on my back. I ain't with you, Jim Crow. Again, we have some of the effects. However, can I in sports, can I complain about a game that, well, see what happened, the refs threw a bad call last in the playoffs. So how does that affect? I'm in the game right now.
Right.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? I get the refs have a history of calling bad calls. However, the game it's a different set of refs right now.
Right.
So I got a ball. I can't have that in the back of my mind. I gotta do what I gotta do to maximize my potential. I can't be caught in the pass. And, oh man, because that might mess your head up. You get in your own way. You see what I'm saying? I gotta have my head clear, and I gotta think that I'm just like sports. I gotta think that I'm him, so I can do my best.
Yeah.
I can't be. Oh man, the ref's gonna cheat. Think about it. Can you really ball out if you think the ref's gonna cheat? That's gonna be in the back of your head. You're gonna second guess yourself. Nah.
That's true. I mean, you know what I'm saying, the refs have taken a lot of people out of the game. I mean, you know what I'm saying, because they worried about.
Do you go in the game with that mind frame? Is my point.
You can't go into the mind frame.
Huh?
No. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, I don't think anybody goes into the game, you know what I'm saying, with a mindset of the refs are going to mess this game off for us.
A lot of us do. A lot of us black folks do. Whitey this and white folks this, and they're gonna bomb us, and we play the game with that mentality. A lot of us do. Oh man, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Oh, see how they do, bro. Did it ever happen to you yet? No. Well, all right. Well, keep hooping.
Yeah.
That's my point. I don't go with that mind frame because if it do, it's gonna slow me down.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to slow down. I'm trying to go fast.
Correct.
I'm trying to do the best that I can. So why would I put up boogeymen and stuff like that and stuff that ain't happened yet?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my mentality. I need to go hoop. And I could jump, I could shoot the ball, I could pass. Why not do it to the best of my ability?
Just go play the game. I got you.
Just go play, man. Don't worry about man. See what they did 100 years ago. Come on, fam.
No, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Let me run this last one, man. Then we can be out of here, man.
Yeah.
Start off like this. If you somebody growing up without a mom, without a dad, without siblings, without a passion, without a goal, without life in general, bro, it's not over for you. The man above gives us more than we can handle as individuals. No matter if you're a female, you're a male, no matter who you are in life, everyone has a purpose. You just have to find that purpose and then tap into that purpose. You're going to need somebody. None of us can do it by ourselves. And this is a true testament of the last 30 days that we've seen someone not be able to do it by himself. Lock in, believe in what you believe in. Nobody else matters. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself to your truth. You have to hold yourself to your beliefs, and always believe in the power of the man above, because nobody in the history of life been able to do it by themselves. Nobody. Don't worry about the haters. They ain't. Don't worry about the naysayers, because they ain't. If you feeling a way about yourself, you look in the mirror and you say, you are the only thing that matters. There's a good quote by Theodore Roosevelt that I always believe in and I always look at. It's called The Man in the Arena. And the basis of the quote is about all the doubters and the naysayers can say everything that they want to say, but they have never stepped inside the arena, so they don't even know what it feels like to have blood, sweat, and tears. So how can they tell you what the hell to do if they've never done it?
Nice. Yes.
At the end of the day, be true, be loyal, be perseverant, and just love yourself, man. King James signing off. Start off like this.
Man, and shit, we're gonna end it up like that, man. I mean, you know, ain't too much to be said after that. You know,
that's it. That's the drop the mic right there.
That's the drop the mic moment. With that being said, man, we're gonna see y'all next week. You know?
Next week.
Hey, shit. Stay on after the stream. I want to chop it real quick about Next Fest, man.
Okay.
All right.